I'm trying to think this through. I can't think.
But that's how you ended up with.
Okay, so we got audio coming out of here.
Demographic in the poll.
And it's going into the camera.
Alumni Association members wanted north and
okay.
south.
So it's going into the camera.
Alumni Association had so many people in the poll that they overwhelmed
And then
it.
from.
That's how it got its name.
How did I get it out of the camera?
I think it was through here.
It's out that door and just around the corner.
I think that's how the feed was coming through.
Oh, you got pee too. Go pee. It's empty now. Yep, now'd be a good time.
So those are two ins, and the out. Well, it all comes through here. We didn't have a separate cable coming from the camera. It's all coming through the firewire.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need this. Then you plug your headphone into here to listen to the mix. See, why was I making that so hard? I just could not focus. All I could hear is Ankeny South, Ankeny North, Ankeny.
How's that?
Well, I was telling a story.
How's the audio coming from here into this?
So your second line, channel 1, channel 2, it's plugged into your camera. Right here.
Okay. So Craig, you guys,
You ready?
yeah.
All right, can you hear me now? I can just keep talking. How about that? So here's Scotty Casper. He's standing down there. He's come on. And there I am. You gotta turn. You gotta turn.
Check 1, check 2, 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 1, 2, 1.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Barely.
Oh, that's not good. I can hear myself really well.
I can hear.
Coming through that line. That's not good.
I just turned it up all the way. That's down.
What is that?
That's
What
up.
is that?
That's up. You gotta backwards. I don't know why.
Okay. There's audio level here. A and F.
That's manual. That's
Audio
manual.
manual. Okay. Then on the other side, I'll spin this around.
Maybe the volume's just down on this.
Pardon me?
How do you make the
It's a little buttons up at the top. Up at the top.
Over here. Over here. Can you minimize that screen? Can you minimize that screen?
Good. Good.
All right, can you hear me now?
That's all going through the camera. Okay, so now we need.
Yeah, those are when they're off. You can see. Here you gotta go see.
Turn those down lightly.
Do you know anybody else that needs a room to stay in?
Maybe the feed over here is too low.
My in-laws have a problem. Now that I'm not Goose.
I'm talking. I can hear myself.
Goose is in the house.
Oh, I thought he was going to sit down in the chair. Maybe he bought the couch.
Captain Morgan kicked it.
Turn that one down. Turn that one down.
There is no feed. There is no feed. It's this feed or this feed.
Front row seat.
Yeah, that's the feed. Yeah, that's the feed.
Yeah, I think Captain did take over.
No, he's in the front row.
This is the second channel. This is the second box.
Look at the Goose is here. Here he comes, man. Made it. Ready to do some. Oh, did you go to Cubby's?
That's off
Do you have a
altogether.
captain?
Normally I complain about a whippersnapper.
Both those are off.
Coming around. That's a good thing, something double.
Oh,
But I
what are
can
you doing,
still
doubles?
Here, go like this.
I think that's from the.
like those hats. I need to get myself.
I know. We need some Jackrabbit wrestling hats, Goose.
Here, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Scott, turn around. Goose is behind you.
He's busy because these mics aren't picking up.
Oh, they aren't?
No, that's a bad
well,
sign.
that's another good sign, isn't it?
Technical difficulty.
Paul Truman.
You guys drive up through,
Yep.
get some of that bad?
A little bit, yeah. There was a dusting. Kind of a dusting going on. Got a
Hold
little
on, there
bad.
might be.
Wasn't too bad. Chad Periz was driving, so I'm talking into this and that, so because they're doing a mic check, so they need constant.
Anything?
So.
Is that better? Is that better?
My wife says I have the gift of gab, so it's usually the opposite. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Jacob, right? Okay, good job.
Is that better?
Let's go back to the original light.
He's already got it memorized.
I can't figure this.
That was some good stuff.
What's your basketball games? Your wrestling videos?
We're talking
They're
about
putting a lot for us this weekend.
Oh, I just wrote down a lot of stuff. Good job. So we are.
Hey, look at this.
Jackrabbits.
We got North Dakota State steel in there too. That's good.
Do you know what? Anybody else that needs a room, let me know. I got 2 more information.
Did we get this figured out?
I don't know.
Okay.
Still putting wires together. Was here walking around. He sure appreciates you coming up here. So, man, that means a lot to you.
Shorter drive, but I get worse gas mileage.
Up here, 75 and stuff. You always bump up 5.
Okay. Can we turn this down? Fair minimum.
This mic's off.
Okay. Check 1 2 2 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. Check 2 1 2. Check.
I'm on right now.
Check.
Check.
1 2.
Mic 1. It's mic 1. Can you hear mic 1?
1, 2, 3.
All right.
3.
We're good to go.
Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. 1, 2, 3. Father, Son, and the Holy we go. And Goose is in the house. So the bars are going up and down over there. Oh, yeah. Nice. Don't want to put them in the red, Jeff. We got to keep them in the green, you know.
Yeah.
If you go red, you've peaked out, so. And we got to be neutral tonight, right, Scotty? No Jackrabbit bias. We want to be neutral, so.
We'll certainly be neutral. I could not just fathom myself being anything but.
We on? Go.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Just give us the signal, my friend.
So don't say any of those. Check, 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 number 1.
Check, 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 credit card.
If you're not using a headphone or microphone, turn it on. Okay? You can also hand it to Chad during the meeting, and he can wear it.
Okay.
Participate in the conversation.
Hey, all right. Participation.
Piked at the Midlands. He did a good job.
I think we're getting enough background noise off the. I do too. Because I can hear plenty of it enough.
Is that a problem?
I'm going to look at my starting lineups.
Yeah. Yeah, you better get your act together there, buddy. Oh, it just took all the sound out. Now we're back.
Yeah. Do you want us live right now? People can hear us.
Yeah,
You don't want us talking like that.
I just turned on.
Where did it sound good about in here? That's where we usually. What's a good word?
Yeah. I was a little vocal last Friday.
See, I didn't get to you. My daughter turned 16.
No. Nothing now. Live from Frost Arena. South Dakota State Jackrabbits against the North Dakota Bison.
My wife says, I think Humpty literally hates referees.
Well, the problem is he was so inconsistent. Yeah, if you're consistent, nobody's going to complain. Yeah, but he was just so Sean Charles was over there and trying to work. And the ref, every time Sean Charles would say something, the ref would look over and listen to him. And the assistant ref was just a total. Well, that was Kevin Tan that night. He was just a waste. Yeah, right. Be there, probably. And I'm like, he should have. Well, he's probably thinking he probably had something in his earplug in his ear listening to the Hawkeyes in the States. Yeah. But boy, the referee, God, that he was bad. Finally, about 3/4 of the way through, and here's Sean Charles. I go, don't listen to him. Quit listening to him. I don't know why you're, ref the damn man. That coach is up and up. I don't believe it. You and I and these guys.
Looks like Soren's back in town.
Yeah, I just talked to him. He said he just pulled in from Wells Fargo.
Don't listen to him.
Like it never happens in Iowa City. Did you see their new facility that's coming? What they did? Which we weren't getting ready to go on. You should
Well, what
see
always
it.
gets me is
It's in the basement. It's as big as the high school now. Next year, that's the wrestling facility.
Really? Oh, there's the wrestling
Big
room.
as Missouri.
Really?
As big as Missouri. Which is the biggest wrestling room I've ever been in.
Yeah, dude.
It's bigger than this high school gymnasium.
good. Doubles and cubbies? When you get here? I got here about 4:15. It was snowing, so I said, boss, can I leave a little early today? It's snowing.
That's good.
Sure, it's Friday.
Friday, go ahead. Good news, man. Good stuff.
It's Sioux Falls and
You guys probably came.
Yeah, that happened yesterday to us too.
You guys probably came through about the same time. You and Andrew, maybe.
Was there any big upsets at the high school wrestling tournament today?
Southeast folks still taking control. They got to wrap up.
went down at 2 a.m.
Really?
Creston kid still going, or do you know? The Creston. Yeah, that's what is it? He's still smoking people.
He's head and heels. Him and Sorensen are head and heels on everybody.
They are. Yeah. Spelt different, no relation, right?
Yep.
That's what I thought. That's what Big tells him. It's Mr. Smith. Mike Smith. Good. What's up? How you doing? We bump in your home, in your backyard here.
Andrew.
Good to see you, Andrew. Yeah, you knew what happened, didn't you? How many gyms and coliseums have we been in together?
Several.
Yeah,
Several. Good to see ya.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I asked Bono if Mike Smith was there. I said, the guy that films everything.
Yeah, we've taken some pictures of him.
Yep. Sounds good. The new facility's gonna be nice, huh? Yeah. It's over here.
Oh, yeah.
When we get into that.
That's down the road a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'll be nice. What are you covering for tournaments? Western Regional?
Yeah, I'm going to the West Regional
That's Laramie. Wish I could just to go to Laramie. Believe it or not, I love Laramie.
Then we'll be
I
at Des
just love
Moines.
the Medicine Bow Mountain.
I've never been to Laramie.
You haven't?
No, so I'll drive out.
You want good pizza?
What's this?
30 minutes from Laramie to go west on Highway 130. It's called the Saratoga Mountain Pass. There's a town called Centennial. Black Bear.
I'm going to drive 30 miles up the mountain. It better be good.
It's damn good. It's called Black Bear Leaves. But I got stopped there last year.
Cool.
They have the best pizza. high legally. Illegal high. You get high legally, as we call it, and you can have pizza at the same time.
Yeah, I've like I said, I've never been out there. I mean, we had the last year was
gym.
Last
Don't
year we
pack
had
it out.
at the West Regional last year, you and I.
Yeah, right. They sell out every home build.
Really?
Standing 200 more than the fire department was. Yeah, we were there for North Colorado. They sold 200 more tickets than there were seats. Laramie, Wyoming's really drawing crowds. Well, it's kind of like Brookings. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
If you're not skiing up at the Medicine Bow Mountain.
I guess I'm going to be joining you guys up here.
You go to the restaurant.
After I get my
And have a good
intro done,
College events,
I'll
yeah.
join you guys
They
up
do.
here.
And it's coming here too. Same thing's going to be happening. Yes,
So what I'll do is after I do the intro, then I'm going to come up here and show you guys what I got.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Everybody's going to wear that. So nothing's
Oh.
much anybody has that.
Can you do your intro? Yeah, you're doing the intro. Yeah.
So as soon as that's done, I'll come in and weave myself in there.
Do you want to be on 2 or 1 or 2?
Two! What are you kidding?
That'll work.
Two!
Hey, speaking of two, did you get some foam fingers? Were you here when they were doing the foam fingers?
No, so I was at UNI Iowa State.
That was foam finger night.
And we are on the front page, and as I come right now,
Sure, I
so
could probably get it.
Oh, I'd like to get some foam
Doing
fingers.
something?
Got to be plural.
no, we go in there
Not the
at 6:30,
foam
and if you
fingers.
start at 6:30,
Fingers.
Put them together or something.
Yeah, you could work that, couldn't you? Just wrong, huh? You know what? You can always do this. Shut up.
What do you do? Make it be a 2.
Then they can't kick you out of the thing. Hey man, there's nothing obscene. I was just because I was pointing to the other coach. It's amazing what you can do with pair of scissors. So Goose, have you come to about every duel then? Pretty close.
For the most part, I've tried.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of, I mean, I had
They
a
butt into
span in
something
there
else.
of 5 duels in like 8 days.
Yeah, right.
So I kind of alternated, figured out I'm not going to drive twice to aim. So I kind of alternated.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, I kind of set it off with going to UNI Iowa State.
Yeah.
That was too big.
Yeah, that was nice. It's a good duel
That's
for
a
Iowa
great win
State.
for Iowa State. They were good.
Big win for the Clones. Hey Mike,
Yeah.
don't you miss UNO?
Yeah, you know.
Man, we used to hang around together a lot down there at the UNO Open.
Yeah, you know, we used to on the Coffin Grand. You know, that was right after this tournament. We'd have the Jackrabbits open here.
Yeah, right.
And then we'd go right down to Omaha.
We'd always run into each other down there at the match. You know?
Yeah, I think that's probably where we met. Or that, or maybe the World Trials, the team trials, maybe.
Yeah, don't give it too much for sure.
But Coach Denny, you know, he
I don't want you to pull the plug.
how I got into that deal. He was up here one year at the DAC.
All of a sudden, everything
taking
is.
pictures.
I've been at that.
And he invited me to come down.
The 1 year at the Harold Nichols Open.
Well, then Mario.
Right. And we got
ended up
5
getting covered.
mats running with
Dress
stuff on
USA
it.
magazine.
So
on
dumb,
that.
you got trips
Well, then I
over
would
the cord, unplugged
That opened the door.
underneath
Yeah.
the mat.
Until we can't get back
Don't
in.
give it too much of a jerk.
Yeah, when that happened,
Well, yeah, be careful down there.
we were in, I think we were in Kearney that year.
Okay.
And I got a text from Sexter, Craig from
Craig Sexter?
Yeah, from,
Craig Texter? Craig Chester.
Text you too.
but he,
Sometimes you text.
and it was like 2 in the morning.
Oh
He
my.
texted that
That's when UNO's getting done. Isn't it?
UNO lost their program. So I texted him back, ha ha, good one. I went to bed. And I got up the next morning.
That's a joke.
Yeah, I got up next morning and I walked down to get the breakfast in the hotel, and there's Omaha Herald right there. It's on the front page. And I'm like, I have a bad dream or.
Good thing they didn't quote you. Ha-ha.
Yeah, so then I'm back on. Yeah, so then I'm back on there, you know, going.
There's one time when Scott Casper calls me and says, hey, I just want to, have you heard Neil Sanders is leaving the program? And I said, oh yeah, right.
I think I do remember.
Yes. I said, look, let me make a couple phone calls. I'll be right back with you. Oh, shit.
It's true.
Yeah, somebody told me that before practice. I'm like, no, like, it's not gonna happen.
So it was like everybody it all. I've been Tom Osborne trying to divert all that money into Nebraska football. Olympic money. Rob Cole said to me on the way here, didn't he? He said, I don't know if it may not be such a bad thing. You need to know what's diverted all that money where it needs to go. College. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Now you're thinking.
Only yourself.
Now you're thinking. I had a forum on Albert there for a while. I sent one in there that he had probably had swirl flies around him because generally where I come, they swirl around the ass of the horse.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith. I put on there. I
From Matt Shaw.
I didn't give a shit.
Good interviews. You guys do those. Then I'll join you guys after that. But here's what I want to happen afterwards. You guys with one interview in there for the phone after the event. And then say goodnight.
Shut her down.
Then we'll be done. And then you guys leave the area. I'll pack everything up. So we won't be here for an hour and a half packing up. I'll take care of it.
Cubby's Sports.
We're going.
Can I get some popcorn and something to drink?
Yeah, right. Yeah, peanut butter. What else helps you? What else helps you with broadcasting? Peanut butter. Put all that stuff in there.
It is a nice little, except the rooms have no heat.
Yeah, mine's on 90 right now. It feels like it's 60. That's all right. They do have bed bug sheets on the bed, though. So yeah.
I had a sticky note on my headboard of my bed that said that the new bed cover and the sheets have been they put new bed cover sheets on the bed for me. I thought, well, thanks for putting clean sheets on the bed. I appreciate that.
Ours really do have bed bug sheets on. And these new, not that they would ever buy. Put on. Yeah. You look and see, because
I got on the elevator door shut.
Did you take them home?
We put clean sheets on the bed. I'm thinking, oh, geez, they got
They get on luggage.
sheets on. I'm a little worried.
And the world's greatest hitchhikers.
That's all you had to brag about.
I've never heard that
Oh,
before.
you're a good man.
Yeah, they
Thank
make
you.
water file. Yeah.
He's gonna take your spot,
Great.
Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Jackrabbit water. It's not no water. It's Disney water. Jackrabbit water. And Laramie, we had cowboy water. Woo! Yeah, cowboy water. I don't know where it really came from, but it looked white. So I was thinking
I kind of like the bottles of Oklahoma H2OU.
yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good market.
That's pretty good. Somebody was thinking on that.
As long as the water's not the same color as the circle on the map there, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Rock's
So,
cowboy.
have you seen Blue Men before?
Blue Men, yes, I have it. So the lineups are going to be pretty good, huh? Now they're lightweight sprinkles, highly ranked for North Dakota, but ours is a senior, right?
Oh, it's 25?
I think ours is a
Pickerel?
senior, right? Yeah, Pickerel's a senior.
He's got forfeits.
He's got a 12-11 record.
He's got forfeits 3 times I've been up there.
You kidding me?
He beat you and I's guy.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give you information now. I want you to figure it out. Go home and look at how many cycles guys are going to have 7 matches.
Number of innings.
Yeah, they're going to lack. I was reading that on the report, cycling report.
Oh, was that where it was at?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been telling people that for about.
You commented
I told
on
them
it.
in December. I said,
No,
I read the
after
comments.
I kind of went off
I need to get on.
Tim Helgeston, I haven't been posting very much.
slowed down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting in a bar trying to watch the Iowa State game,
I love
and I
your
was
stuff.
pitching crap from Iowa guys, Iowa fans. Just trying to watch the game,
Yeah.
and they're giving me crap.
Good. How are you?
You know, and we lose. He says, well, I'm in a pissy mood. I'm going to go on the message board. He was the first guy I responded to, and I just said, thank you.
That was on
You know,
confidential.
we don't need you telling us what we need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I read that. That was good stuff.
But I preface it with, I'm in a pissy mood, and this is how I'm going to come off. I don't like your post. I don't like your post.
Good stuff. I like that. It was good. Sometimes you gotta tell like it is.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've done a few of those and decided I'm not doing those anymore. You should see, I got about 10 times every season, I'm punching away the keyboard, and then I go, no, not going there. I'm not going there.
I mean, that's usually all of mine, but I just kind of decided, you know.
You're good though. You're pretty tactful.
You know, I'm just sitting there watching a basketball game, minding my own business, and I'm catching crap from people.
Yeah, right.
Because I got an Iowa State helmet.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't really care what Iowa now that you can't schedule those FCS schools, whatever they are.
And they can't get anymore. And they had them contracted, didn't they? Big kids, but they strong arm.
They said it'll be after 16, I think. 16 or after.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they can play Mr. 40.
I mean, this is the first time ever. Yeah. They shipped them back. They got them contracted.
Yeah, well, they got to play 9 They got to play 9 or 6 games.
I mean, they were a bad conference last year. They didn't play everybody. Like 4 games against each other.
So being cool, I've seen 12 players do that. Cowboys win the big dance, or they don't have enough games in wrestling, or they don't have enough games in the tournament. They don't have bonus points.
Well,
Oliver.
You know, they've got 3 guys that are going to score points.
Yeah.
But you always got to have 5 more. And I don't think they have 5 more.
They're great dual team.
Which I think Iowa actually is a better dual team. It's like we're a team too. We're getting
Who?
Iowa. They're better.
Here's
Yeah,
where
I
Iowa
agree
might
with
have
you.
their chance
I
to
agree
sneak
with
in
you.
because
They are.
David Taylor and Ed Bruce
They lack superstars.
and Megaludis and Nick White, okay?
Superstars.
But then it gets a little thinner after that. Now, not a lot thin, but a little thinner. But boy, I'll tell you what, even Iowa should have these guys are wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
For now.
Never take anything against that.
Even the
They
guys
raised
that are,
the okay.
even like Nick Forms, they brought in to fill the hole for the guy who was brought in to fill the hole.
Yeah, all right.
So pretty tough. Those guys are going to go out and if they get beat, they're going to earn some backside bonus points,
Which is where they usually do.
yeah.
Wrestle.
So they're
Someone
gonna
makes
earn
it
some
there
backside bonus
every year.
Yeah, but you know, Grant Mann.
Somebody does.
Remember when Grant Mann? Like, well,
Yeah.
now he's staying.
Yeah. To make it cut.
Yeah. And so what now?
He didn't look to me down at 74. Yeah, where he should have been, you know, the whole time, but too many cut. I mean, you know, once you get one, it's exponential.
Tough. Mayfield's going through. Art Ryder, they say that's first round.
Yeah.
Like
He's got the big calf.
Yeah, they both wrestle. Mayfield, see how their bumpers on.
My friend's 25 pounds senior year. Round of 12 3 years ago. Last year, he didn't make the top 12. So he stayed with nationally. This year, last week, he wrestled somebody, had their leg up, and came down weird on his shoulder and his head. He knocked out where he was. He's like, I'm wrestling. I was like, man, it's like 6. And I was like, dude, I'm going to be that 40-year-old guy walking to my car at Walmart, limping. I was like, you don't want to be that 40-year-old guy who doesn't know where his car is.
Yeah,
And he's like, just a concussion. I was like, man, it's one thing to live with bad shit in life. It's another thing to like, especially, I mean, if all this stuff doesn't even happen with NFL players, you probably would have been like, besides, you know, need to
Oh yeah, I think I can do that. Okay, it's free, baby.
Well, heck, if you guys are going to go to Cubbies, I can try and talk you into going to Cubbies after.
Well, if you don't, we'll be disappointed. We'll wonder what happened.
If I made it home from the golf outing up here,
You know, when I
having
called
1 or 2 more after this is over, I'll be fine.
You know, when I called you the other night, if we could have hooked up, I could have got 2 free hotels. Would have you stayed or not?
And we had
Didn't work out. I didn't get your message till the next day. I appreciate you calling back, though. I got your voice out of all.
Oh, hell yeah. Like I say, it's about an hour and 50-minute drive.
But no, if you know anybody else that needs some place to stay, I got 2 rooms available, free for Brad, for the age group. My mother-in-law father-in-law got an awesome house, private bathroom, and bedrooms down the basement. They said they'd let somebody stay for free. As long as they don't tear the house up or catch it on fire. how long you been doing this at South Dakota State?
Shooting?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been.
You've become the duels for how long?
Oh, I've been shooting the duels for the last 6 years.
6 years. So how long did you come to them before that or not?
Well, I came, I didn't shoot them. You know, I started out shooting youth wrestling, high school wrestling.
Yeah, right.
I didn't really get into college until about probably 2006.
Yeah, okay.
And I kind of started here at State in Augustana, which is our D2 college.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that's how it all began.
Nice.
And
You
then
did great from it.
And through the years, you know, last couple years in the Western Wrestling Conference.
Yeah, right.
Dave Warwick out of Utah Valley University, the media coordinator. So
He hooked you up with that?
Well, I contacted him actually.
Nice. Sometimes you got,
You know, it's
a lot of times
not
you
what
in this
sometimes.
sport.
You know, it's not what you know, it's who sometimes.
No question. Or a combination.
So he's been credentialing me now.
Nice.
And worked out real
Nice. Yeah. 1,000 feet altitude, so you're going to be up a ways. Altitudes. Great.
Hey, I'm looking forward to that trip. You know, it's kind of a long trip for a one-day deal.
Yeah, how long is it from where you're, what's home again for you here?
I'm about 50 miles straight south
Of here?
Yeah, just up by Sioux Falls.
Oh yeah, so you're going to have to go
about 650 miles.
to Laramie?
Yeah. It'll be still 600 plus, I'm sure.
When's their conference? 8?
It's
Is it
Saturday of the first week.
Yeah,
of
we'll be
March.
at the Big Tens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would go. 'Cause I just love going to Laramie.
I've never, like I said,
Have
I've
you
never
stayed?
been
You got a motel yet?
Not yet.
Stay at the American. American.
American.
Yep, it's on the east side of town. It's the first exit. It's the best place in town.
All right.
It's like a big log lodge.
Yeah,
It's pretty
early.
sharp.
You know, I'll go early the day before, and then I'll stay 2 nights. I'll stay that night too. I'll have to do all my picture work.
How to get to Centennial Black Bear Pizza. It's gonna look.
I can't do that before I leave.
It's gonna look like a hole in the wall, but it's good pizza.
I did not have it. That's funny. I left. So I had his email and I have like a full number.
Cubbies?
I don't. Went down back to 14 or 6. 6. Is it on 6, the main drag? Keep going west.
Head west. Quite a few stop lines at Main Street.
On Main Street. Now we'll be right on 6th and Main.
Then you got
North or right?
left. There's going to be 2 stop
Should I
signs.
go south?
Yeah,
Left, go
2 stop
south.
signs. It's going to be
Well,
on the right.
no,
hand
it
side
just
of the
needs
street.
manipulated from me, man. My
Ways down.
We'll take 6th to Main. Take a left
Well, I
on
think he told me to give
Main.
it to you.
Go
He
2
said you
blocks.
did this. There you
Yeah,
go.
well, no, there's 2 stop signs. And then it's
Stop
the
signs,
other
not
way.
blocks.
There's a big green sign on the corner at this other bar.
CUBBY. Apostrophe S. Hey, Mike. I'm going to need your phone number.
Okay.
Okay, Bucky's, Brent, okay. You guys ready? So big road, welcome to the Frost Arena, the campus of. It's 6:30. Okay, I don't know where.
Touch base with you
Yeah.
when it's over. Where you parked at?
We're right out 25.
Maybe hook up and you can follow me or something.
Welcome to Takedown Wrestling. It's Steve Foster. I'm with the Jeff Murphy here at the Frost Arena in the beautiful city of Brookings, South Dakota.
Yeah, we're
And,
here to see the Jackrabbits.
Jackrabbits and the Bison.
Yep, North Dakota State tonight.
And boy, we'll throw those statistics out before we're done, but they've met a lot of times, and I believe we're talking with the coach that your team actually leads in the series there, Brett Mon.
Yes.
I believe 39-16. I'm going to look that up here. Like Jeff Murphy might throw you a question, but I know you got 36-19 and 1 tie. I don't know if you remember the tie or not.
I actually
but it
do.
Actually happened.
I actually do. I was in the gym when it happened.
Was it here or was the tie up in North Dakota?
I believe it was here.
Down here in Brookings.
It was here, yes. I can't. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I've seen a lot of it. With I haven't missed too many of these matchups over the years.
With your dad being Brookie Mon, and I'll tell you what, we had your dad on Takedown Radio before, and he was there a couple years. Tell us how many years that was.
He retired after 47 years.
47 years. I remember it was approaching 50 when Scott had him on in our show at Takedown Radio, and that's quite an accomplishment itself. How's Dad doing, by the way?
He's doing well. He's doing well. It's funny you mentioned that on getting close to 50. A couple of his old alumni.
Because he did quite make that half century,
50,
huh?
Yeah.
Well, he did a great job.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I've done my occupation for 33 years, and I'm almost approaching burnout, but not quite. Dad did a real good job there, Brett. So you've taken over the realm. And
actually, I've been assistant now 12 years, and one of the other assistants that came in 2 years ago, Roger Kish.
Oh yes, Roger. Yes,
yep,
we know Roger Kish from Minnesota Gophers.
Yep, and he's actually out on a recruiting trip right now, and but he's taken over the head realms here for 2 years, and we've just had a kind of a seamless transition from Bucky to Roger, having been in the program and seeing kind of what all the stuff that Bucky had put into place as far as the tradition and what NDSU wrestling's all about, and it's been a nice transition.
I got to believe with Roger Kish being on the helm, he's going to help you maybe a little bit with some of those Minnesota kids, getting them to jump across the border maybe and becoming a Bison wrestler.
Yeah, actually, it's been a tremendous boon to our recruiting with Roger's name and his work ethic. He really gets out and pounds the pavement, and actually trying to tie into some of his Michigan ties as well. So
yeah. If I remember right, he's actually officially a Michigan boy, but wrestled for J-Rob up there at the Minnesota Gophers and did a good job for him. Let's talk about the Bison team now. We got some kids on the team. Obviously, they're all working hard and doing a good job for you. But your two real highly ranked kids, we'll talk about a little bit. Jeff Murphy and I got to see him at Hilton Coliseum when you wrestled the Cyclones. Trent Sprinkle, and then our good old Stephen Monk. I call him the cradle machine.
There you go.
He can cradle, if I remember right. This is the
cradle
kid
from a lot of different spots.
I call him Mr. Dangerous too.
Yeah.
So, and he really shows those kids the lights with those cradles. And talk to us a little bit about those athletes, if you would, Brent.
Well, starting off with Trent, just his senior year, he's really had a great year as far as his, just his whole mental aspect and approaching matches. And he had a little rough spell here a couple weeks ago and took a couple losses, bounced right back. And he's really looking to put it all together here at the end with the Western Wrestling Conference tournament. And then his goal at the NCAAs is to get there and not just All-American. I mean, that is something he wants to do, of course, but he really wants to get into that final match and test himself against the top guys.
What we've seen of him, I believe he can do it. He's a good-looking 125-pounder. Got to see him at the Midlands. I know you took, where's the full team at the Midlands? I know I caught a lot of Bison matches, but was the full team there? I remember a lot of the North Dakota kids there wrestling out on the mats.
Yes, we brought the whole team out there for the last 2 years, and that's been part of our strengthening our schedule to where it is now and getting us ready for the end, and that's been a nice addition on our schedule, the Midlands, and I think Trent lost a big battle with Delgado there.
Yeah, close battle there, and we know Sprinkle's good. We see Steve Monk. We thought Mike Marino might be able to keep up with him, but the Iowa State Cyclone at Hilton, and sure enough, here came Monk with his big pinning combinations and put the hammer down on Marino, showed him the lights, and got the fall. So Monk's not only a good wrestler, but would you put him in the category as dangerous once he gets out there and starts rolling around on the mat?
And and Steve's really uses his gifts well, his leverage well, and has really put it together on how to make guys wrestle to his strength. Guys he used to get out of his game plan a little bit with guys, but his experience now as a junior has come through, and he knows how to take charge and get those guys in those positions that he needs to get to score.
Monk made me look intelligent at the Midlands. I predicted some pins, and I just happened to be able to see him earlier in the year and see all these cradles, so he helped me out a little bit. Jeff Murphy?
So what do you think, Coach, tonight? What are we going to see out here?
just like, every duel that we go out, we preach getting off to a good start in every match in the first period. We like to push the pace and get after the action and just make it a good old-fashioned battle out there. We don't like a lot of sitting around, and I think there's some good matchups tonight. I know they've got a senior in Aaron Pickrell at 125. Him and Trent have wrestled 4 or 5 times, and they know each other well, so that's going to be I think a pretty good battle there, just because they know each other so well. I know at 149, Walraven. Dustin is someone that I know Dusty from when I recruited him, and he's been a stalwart here at the program, and we know him and Joe Garner are going to have an exciting battle at 49. So we're
Walraven's ranked.
Yep,
I know nationally he's ranked, and coming off an injury situation. I think he's been out the lineup for a little bit. Coach Bono told us, but he says he feels good enough that he thinks he can bring his A game out there on the mat.
And he's a good old tough South Dakota boy too. So, out of Huron, which has got a great tradition of wrestling there, out of Huron, South Dakota, and we're not conceding anything there, but we know he's going to be a tough match for us tonight.
How about that, keeping these Dakota kids right here, either North or South Dakota? You like doing that? I'm sure you go after them hard.
That's huge. That's huge. Right now up in Fargo, the North Dakota State Wrestling Tournament's going on right now, and I'm going to head back and catch the finals tomorrow, and it is. Keeping those North Dakota, South Dakota boys close to home is big, and maybe we'll even pick off a South Dakota kid boy or two one of these days, and I'm sure they'll try the same up there up north.
They sneak up across the border. Well, we've called this, I don't even think it's official, but we kind of, Scott and I've coined it as the border brawl.
There you go.
Between the Bison and the Jackrabbits. So, but this is going to be a great duel tonight. How about your guys? Are you senior laden? Do you got a lot of kids graduating? Do you reload? And what about some red shirts? Maybe you can tell us about your team in the future.
It's kind of just it's a little bit of both sides of both coins. We have 5 seniors in our lineup, and so we do have some experience there. But then, one of the seniors that's really come on now recently, Callan Kleinschmidt at 197. He's paid his dues over the years now, and he just got into the lineup this year. And he transferred in, and he had to, do some things to put himself into this position. And he wants this, and he actually got into the RPI now here this past week, and he's a dangerous wrestler. But he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's a senior, and so it's been a real big learning curve for him here this year. But Max Stoll, Mark Erickson, those guys are just workhorses. Those guys just bring it every day, and they're great at that and having that experience. Then we flip the coin and we go freshman at 33, freshman at 74. Freshman at 57. So, we have 3 freshmen out there. So it's that sometimes that bringing that consistency to every effort and every day, getting that mental thing ready for every night has been kind of something that we've struggled with.
How about you got some kids coming up you want to talk about next year? You got some red shirts and some other stuff coming around the corner there for the Bison fans?
We do. We have some good kids in our room. We had a great recruiting class last year with Hunter Weber, one of the top kids out of Wisconsin. I think he's got over 20 pins on the year in the red shirt year. So he's been doing some nice things.
What weight's Hunter going to be at?
He'd be at 125, 133 in there. We have a couple Montana boys in the room there. Clay Cathy's.
They're always tough. Those
I know.
Montana boys.
So they just don't mess
Bring
around.
Bring that mountain air up there.
I like
big sky country.
Yep, and that's where Trent's a Montana boy too. So, we got a good couple kids in there. Another Wisconsin boy, Schirkenbach. He's actually on the trip watching. He's had a really great season. So we got some nice lightweights coming in, and our recruiting class with some bigger guys coming in next year has been pretty impressive too. So we're excited. We're going to be a little bit untested on the veteran next year, but we're not backing down. We're going to still schedule the same tough schedule and get these boys up to the experience they need to be.
Well, you've heard the term before, reload, and that's what you want to get to that position, I'm sure, Coach, where you can just kind of reload these teams and keep the ball rolling in the right direction.
Yep, and that's what Roger's out doing right now.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Planning for the future.
Yes.
And that's so wise about these coaches. A lot of people don't realize this. You can't just think about right now. You have to think about you got to think about both, obviously, because you always have stuff on your plate right in front of you.
You always have the here and now right in front of you, but, we're constantly projecting 2-3 years out and what direction and
what weight classes.
Where we need to allocate some scholarship resources and go from there.
Yep.
Well, I think, Coach, you probably got some things you've got to go do tonight, but we really want to thank you for taking the time to visit with us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for getting this on the air. We're excited about it, and we're really looking forward to an exciting match tonight.
It'll be fun. We're going to be calling it.
Yep.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Good luck,
I'll
Coach.
I gotta try not to get a bench warning tonight because Roger, I think, has been warned every duel. I'm trying to break the streak.
I think he was in Ames.
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah.
Coliseum he had
Yep,
one. So
you got it. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks,
All
Coach.
right, thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you. Next up, I'm going to bring up some thank you there to Brett Mon, Pokemon's son, who coached 47 years. That's a long time to coach, Jeff
That's a
Murphy.
long time. Hey, we've got another guest join us right now. One of the best-looking guys here tonight.
Yeah, that's right,
Dapper.
man. The host coach, Mr. Bono. How you doing, Coach Bono?
Good. I appreciate you guys being here.
It's great to be here, Coach. I got to watch you online. I love those Monday morning shows and everything you do, not only just verbally, but now you got the video stuff going here for the Jackrabbits. Great to be here in Brookings, South Dakota. And how's your team? Talk to us a little bit about your team, some of the strengths, and what you got going here for the people in the duel tonight.
Yeah, well, we're excited about this duel. It's a big rivalry here. We're building our program. So we're going to go out there and fight tonight. We're excited about each and every match. Our guys are going to be in it, and we're going to have to pull off a bunch of upsets to win this duel. But I think we're capable.
You're just talking to Brett Mon, the other coach, the assistant coach there for the Bison, and he's trying to keep these South Dakota, North Dakota kids home. I know you got to build a nationally strong team. You got to get out of your state border some. But what do you think about if you would measure the barometer of South Dakota wrestling? How does that measure up? You like what you see at the high school?
I do. We we've got one of the best kids in the country, in Nate Rodert, to commit to us out in Spearfish. Was being recruited by a bunch of big schools, Nebraska, Wyoming, and we were able to keep him, in state. So we're excited about that. And South Dakota's producing great kids. I mean, look at what they got up at minute. Kokish and Storley. Number 1, number 2 ranked at 174 pounds are South Dakota products. So we've got to keep these kids home. We're excited, and I think we're going to be able to keep them here. It's our number 1 focus.
You got to take us around the gymnasium, show us what your future holds. I tell you what, for the fans out there, Jackrabbit Wrestling is building a great. You can't ever build nothing special until you put down a real good foundation.
Well, you're right, and our administration is the best. So it's very easy with their vision. Our athletic director, Justin Sell, Leon Costello, our assistant AD, they're behind us more than what they even say. I mean, they tell me they're 100% behind us, but it's more like 120. And so it's a great thing. We're going to build this thing, and we just got to be patient, and that's sometimes real hard for me. But I'm real happy with where we are. The progress has been unbelievable from when I got this job, and it's just going to get better from here on out.
Got some great kids on this team. Talk to us a little bit about the future, too, Jackrabbit Wrestling next year. I know you got some red shirts, some kids that have committed to your team and whatnot.
Yeah, we do. We've got some great kids. We had one of the best recruiting classes, I mean, I've kind of ever been associated with, except, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, with the Varner and Gallic and the recruiting class at Iowa State that really panned out. But this is one of the best recruiting classes that we've got coming in. We're going to redshirt them all and try to build this thing the right way. We're not going to hurry anybody into the lineup. But next year, we've got about 6 kids that we're redshirting and that'll step in the lineup. So the lineup will look totally different next year as well. And we'll give the chance for these true freshmen that we have in here to redshirt. And then year 3, we're really looking to make a statement.
I think you mentioned something about you got a 5-time state champ coming around the corner.
We do, which is a big deal. We're a big deal. Another South Dakota product. Didn't know if he wanted to wrestle. I met with him a couple times, and finally he said, I'm dying. I'm missing it. And he's on our team now. Alex Kocher, very excited. 5-time state champ, and he's got a lot of talent. Redshirting this year, and he'll be ready, to make a statement. And we're real excited about him.
So, Chris, what do we need to look for tonight? Which matches should we pay most attention to?
I could tell you, they got a ranked guy at 25 and 65 and 84. We feel like we can compete with them in the first 5 weight classes, and then we're going to need an upset somewhere down the line. But I think 25, 33, 41, 49, 57 should be real exciting matches. 65, we're looking to go out there and compete with one of their best kids in the country. And then 74, it's their backup. It's their 57 pounder that's moved up. We feel we can compete there as well. So then 84, 97 heavy, we got to go out there and fight and see what we can't do.
Joe Brewster's your 65 pounder. I think I remember watching one of your videos. You highlight how he wrestled somebody highly ranked and got a big win at the beginning of the season against the Missouri Tiger.
He did. Joe Brewster beat the then number 10 ranked guy in the country. Joe's hard to score on, and Joe's got a world-class shot. So, but we've got to get him to pick up his pace and take more shots. The more shots he takes, the better chance he has of winning. So we're still trying to get him with that mindset. But look for Joe to go out there and do well.
And your ranked wrestler, Dustin Walhaven, he's back from, he had a little bit of an injury maybe going on there, but you feel like he's pretty well come out of that situation?
Well, we hope so. We hope so. We've been really taking him slow and letting him come at his own pace, but Walhaven's a tough kid. He'd go out there with one leg and fight, so he's a senior, and he's going to fight no matter what's going on, and we expect good things from him tonight.
Next up for you after this is what?
Northwestern comes here Sunday.
The Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Western Wildcats come here to Brookings, and then you got the Western Conference coming up here in Laramie, Wyoming, correct?
Yes.
Not far long. What, the 8th? Or?
The 8th, yep. We'll head out there and try to get some NCAA qualifiers. That's the goal.
Keep it up. I love your videos. I got to watch a bunch of them before I come up. They're very entertaining. You do a good job. A lot of information in there. And you want to thank some special people, maybe Cubbies, I know helped you.
Our guy Gus down at Cubbies really takes care of us, and just the people here. We appreciate the support from a lot of people. It's been wonderful. Up and down. I mean, I can't even thank everybody. This first year has been really special. We've built some great relationships, and we're going to bring them some winning seasons here real soon, and hopefully we can sell this place out one day.
Got some great stuff going on. I love the leather sofa in the corner. Maybe you can explain to us. Somebody gets to win that every once in a while, right? The luxury sofa.
This was an online auction for that sofa, so we've got some people that bid on it and sit in it, and they really enjoy it. So it's a great little deal.
And I've never seen a leather sofa with a jackrabbit in the middle, but I love it.
It's great.
It's great.
And that's a testament to our boosters. They bought all those for us and put it in a beautiful team room, and we can't thank them enough.
Well, we big broadcast from it, but we get just too comfortable, I think, Coach. Or knowing us, we get excited and tip it over, and we might tear some leather or something, and I didn't bring my leather repair kit. So
I hear you.
We'd be in trouble. But best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And the Jackrabbits tonight. And Jeff and I, we followed you since the day you stepped your foot on campus there at Iowa State and Ames. And I know whatever Chris Bono puts his hand to, he does it with all of his heart. It turns out to be successful.
Well,
it's going to be fun to watch.
I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate your friendship more. It's been a great ride so far. So
it's been great. I followed you all over the place. Indianapolis, Indiana. I got to see you watch wrestle.
That's right.
Watch you wrestle a lot of places, and it was always a thrill. You always brought it. And
what about we give a shout out to our boy Nick Pasolano, who had a baby boy Vinny.
Yeah, Vincent. Congratulations, little Vincent.
Yeah, that's it.
Showed you the picture today, and that picture was no stranger to you.
And he told me he's already wearing Jackrabbit gear, so I think we can.
Well,
we're talking about.
He was born with cauliflower ears, right? Because Nick's ears, he's got some good ones. So.
At least he doesn't have Nick's big head. If we're all right with that.
Nick's got a bumper, don't he? He does. He's born with a bumper. So, but congratulations to all you're doing up here, Coach. Keep up the good work, and best of luck to you tonight. We'll see you down the road, I'm sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
All right,
thank you, Chris.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, Chris Bono's in the house there with us tonight for Takedown Wrestling. And Jeff Murphy, looks like we're setting up to have a good time here tonight as always. And have a great duel.
Steve, this is the first time that I've been up to South Dakota State University. I tell you what, the facilities up here are just top notch. We're sitting in the main gym here at the Frost Center, and when this place fills up with wrestling fans, this place could be a snake pit somewhere down the road. Oh, absolutely. And they've got mat side seats, chairs on 3 sides of the mat. So the fans are about 10 foot back from the mat on 3 of the 4 sides. Just a great venue. And as you mentioned earlier, Steve, Chris took us on a little tour here this afternoon of the facilities of what they've got today, which are just top-notch facilities. But I'm going to tell you, the facilities that they've got planned, he showed us where they're going to have a new wrestling room here in another probably a year and a half. And they're going to be second to none.
I would call it that, too. It's great now, but the best is yet to come.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's really good what they're doing now here at these facilities. And what I like what Chris Bono, the coach, said. He said the AD and everybody here, he just walks up to him. They said, "What do you need, Coach?" And it's there. And you can't ask for something better than that for this great sport of wrestling you and I love so much.
And that's just it. I mean, so if you consider where the Jackrabbits Jackrabbits have come. You know, not been in Division I for very long, and you got a new head coach this year. Brought in a couple outstanding assistant coaches. Got a great administration that's supportive. Got great facilities and a lot of fans. I tell you what, this is a program that's up and coming, and I think you'll hear a lot about the Jackrabbits in the future.
It's fun to watch these places too, Jeff, that start off from scratch. You know, like Grandview out in Des Moines, and not from scratch. South Dakota's had wrestling for a long time, but like you just mentioned, it hasn't been in Division I for long at all.
Yep.
And to see a new coach come in, and he's getting all the support from the athletic director that he needs. He's getting all the support from, you know, you got to be able to have the financial backing, and he said the financial backing's there. And once they get into this new facility in a couple years, they're what would you say? They're going to quadruple their size.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It'll be the size of practically like a high school gymnasium. The wrestling practice room will be.
Yep, and we got a chance to see even the facilities today, and
it's nice today
where the wrestlers have a chance to hang out, and I got to tell you, the lounge was just really sweet. So just a program up and coming, and going to be really something to think about in the future. And then I want to talk for just a minute about North Dakota State, because there's another one. You know, North Dakota State now been a Division I wrestling program for very long. Coach Roger Kish has done a really nice job of bringing this program along, and for much of the season they were ranked in that 20 to 25 range. In most of the polls, they've slipped just a little bit recently, but just a really solid team, really a team that can compete, and a team that's going to send at least 2 or 3 guys to the NCAA tournament, and they're going to make some noise when they're there. So really nice program as well.
I'm sure these states too, like we mentioned with the coaches here, Jeff Murphy, myself, Steve Foster, they said that they want to keep these kids, these superstar kids that have been leaving these states here. Like Tom Ryan's doing in Ohio now.
Well, exactly.
Like, you know,
so you think of some of the history, think of some of the kids. Randy Lewis for the University of Iowa came out of
Terry Steiner,
absolutely.
Troy Steiner, Lincoln McAravey. I probably never heard of him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you think that some of these kids have come out of these states and they've gone on to these big storied colleges of wrestling, these D1s, and they've been superstars. They could have stayed here in their own backyard, and that's what these coaches are telling these kids now. It's their job to convince them of that.
Yep.
And from what you and I have already discerned and seen, it can happen, and I see it happening in the future.
Oh, I absolutely do. As Bono talked about, you know, he's got a great class coming in. He's got some outstanding wrestlers, recruits that are coming in. Same way with North Dakota. They've got, or North Dakota State, excuse me. They've got a number of young wrestlers coming into the program in the future. So, yeah, the future's bright for Dakota wrestling.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time here today, and I think we have the final lineup from what I understand, and we kind of know what the kids are going to be out here, which ones at which weight class. We'll probably do real good with most of the names. I don't think we'll chop them up too much, but if we do, we apologize ahead of time.
Well,
I've always noticed if you apologize ahead of time.
You'll butcher them, but I'll get them all right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I've conquered some that I knew I'd have trouble with over the years, like Bedzod Abdurrahmanov and Param Zarenpour and Bode Oginoliwa. We had some great ones here for a while, but the one I want you to zero in now, Jeff, when we do the nationals, I think he's a 65 or 57 pounder for Citadel.
Yeah, I know.
If you can whip his name before nationals, lunch is on me.
I'll practice up, Steve.
I think it's going to be one of those names you can ask the head coach the pronunciation, you can ask the assistant coach the pronunciation, and you're going to get 2 different pronunciations.
Absolutely, and you'll ask the wrestler. He'll tell you a third one. So.
Yeah, so he's got a nickname, and I got a feeling we'll be going by the nickname. But that's going to be down the road, not too long, though, because when you think of it, Jeff, these dual seasons just about wrapping up for a lot of these schools. I mean, Iowa against Illinois last week, they got the Big Ten title trophy.
Yep.
The Big Tens are done with duels.
Well, that's just it, Steve. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Sunday, first round of the national duels with the revamped Division I National Duels Tournament. All the teams, all the qualifiers, all wrestle to meet the top 4 seeds the following week. And then the season's
and after
over.
that, you're off to the races for the conference, for the qualifiers, and then big dance there in Des Moines at the Wells Fargo Arena.
Absolutely. So I tell you what, it's we're just getting down to that really exciting part of the season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you and I are hardcore fans, so we'd even jump in and watch Olympic trials and go to the World Team trials and stuff like that during the summer. But face it, the college realms, there's a lot more kids participating. I love freestyle. I actually did it, believe it or not. I don't know if I remember if I ever won a freestyle match, but Greco-Roman. I did Greco-Roman so long ago. You used to win by the lack of black points you had.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody goes back that far,
Steve.
but that's how they did the Greco-Roman matches back in the day. But I'm dating myself. But the folk style is really what we are a little bit more passionate about, I would say, because it just seems like it's something. I know it's something you and I participated in at the high school level a lot, and so I understand it real good, and I relate to it. There's so many more teams. There's team standings. There's rankings you and I both like to keep track of, and we're kind of reaching. I know you thought I said the other week that we had reached the zenith, but I think it really happens at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines.
Well, that's just it. I mean, that's the epitome. That's where the wrestling season caps it all off. And what I think is really exciting this year is there's a lot of parity out in college wrestling this year.
A lot.
Now, I think I think Penn State and Iowa probably have the
big horses.
The road to the finals, probably. You got to consider the two of them favorites coming in, but then after that, you sort of put them all in the bag and shake it up and see. And we all know that the NCAA tournament, if everything happened as it's written on paper, we wouldn't need to wrestle it. And
that's what makes it so fun.
No,
because it does not happen.
Because it does not happen that way. There's always someone who rises up.
You can ask just any individual matches we've seen over the years that didn't turn out like you thought they would. There's always some dark horses. There's always some freshmen that run out to the front, make it to the finals, and they just kind of make their debut, and then we get a taste of them, and we get to watch them the next freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years, and it's just a lot of fun. We have a good time. The best is yet to come. We're going to be doing the Big Tens here. I know it's on our broadcasting list. Scott and I go to the Division II regionals next week at the Young Arena in Waterloo. We'll be there doing that next week.
Excellent. I didn't know that.
Yep, that
must be a new.
That's our new agenda. I found out about it on the way here, actually. So I texted my wife and told her, one more weekend, honey. Just give me one more weekend on the road. So, and then off to the Big Tens at Champaign-Urbana, and then the big dance in Des Moines, and we're hoping some of these Bison and these Jackrabbits are there. I can bet we'll see some of these guys that we're going to enjoy tonight, Jeff Murphy in Brookings, South Dakota. We'll see them right there in Des Moines, Iowa as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it looks like we're just about to start. It looks like we're about maybe less than 2 minutes away from the start. So we'll take a look at starting lineups here in a minute.
Scott Casper in the background. You can hear Mr. Scott Casper. He's getting the crowd all wound up, getting them ready for the big duel tonight, and it's going to be great. Eastman's in the house. All right. It's good to see the Bono family here.
Yeah, we've got just a large crowd here in the house tonight, and people are still coming in, so going to be a good night of wrestling.
We will pause for the, going to do the fight song, and then we'll probably have the national anthem here before too long.
Oh, the Blue Man Wrestler. How about
here
that?
Here comes South Dakota State. Here comes the Jackrabbit guy, all dressed in blue and ready to go.
Yep, absolutely.
He's waving the flag out there. Get some Jackrabbit magic going on here in the state at the Frost Arena. What do you think the flag does, Scott? Does that bring in the Jackrabbit magic?
I think it not only brings in the Jackrabbit magic, but it brings these fans up out of their seats. And how exciting is this?
This is great, man.
I love being on the road.
I tell you what, I think the Cornell Big Red mascot has some competition now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh? We've gone from the red Cornell guy to the blue South Dakota gentleman.
I talked to him before the match, and as he was getting suited up, as it were, and he's an excited young man to do his job, I'll tell you that.
Well, absolutely.
Well, apparently he can breathe through there, because right now it would be about the time he'd pass out. So there must be an air hole in there somewhere.
I don't think it's made of plastic, Steve.
If it is, he's in trouble. So, but this is going to be fun tonight. We got our lineups. We've talked to the coaches. Scott Casper has joined us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I believe we're going to have our national anthem right now. Going to pause for that, and we'll be right back. We rejoin here at Frost Arena, South Dakota against North Dakota here at the arena, and we're getting ready to have some fun. Hopefully you will have just as much fun listening to us tonight here between the Jackrabbits and the Bison, and I believe we found out that 125-pound is where we're going to start. I think they're going to start in the traditional way at 125 pounds and then work from there. And Pickerel's being introduced for South Dakota, good-looking senior for them, and I believe Brent Mon told us that the both 25-pounders, Pickerel and Sprinkle, had wrestled 4 or 5 times, so they kind of know each other pretty good.
Absolutely.
He didn't tell us who leads in the series or anything. I know Sprinkle has a little bit more of a higher ranking than Pickerel does, but should be good here, 125. So we got Gillette going to be wrestling here for South Dakota at 141 pounds.
Ben Gillette at 141 versus Mark Erickson, a senior from North Dakota State. As Coach Mon had said, he's got about 5 seniors in that lineup and a bunch of freshmen in the lineup. So there's one of the seniors.
Yeah, and I didn't get to hear the interview of Coach Mon, but he's been in this program a long time for North Dakota.
Yeah, he has. He's been up there with Dad. His dad coached there for 47 years.
And his brother Jack now back from North Dakota as well, or from North Colorado.
So doing a good job here. Dustin Walraven, I know he's one of the ranked guys for South Dakota State, 149 pounds. Brewster's wrestling. He talked about him beating a Missouri Tiger earlier in the season, the 10th ranked guy in the season. So at 165 pounder, I'm sure they're expecting a lot of Joe Brewster. Max Stoll's going to be wrestling for North Dakota at 184 pounds, 18-8 record, or 16-8, pardon me, and 197 now pounds. Kleinschmidt will be wrestling for North Dakota.
Even up on the area, 12-12 for
senior.
For yeah.
Joe Scow will be wrestling for South Dakota State.
Joe's going to have to be on their game, or his game tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Bono told us that, he's going to have a little magic in those upper weights, but, now would be as good a time as any to pull the upset.
Well, I talked to Leon Casello, the assistant AD here, who, along with Justin Sell, is absolutely turning this athletic program around. And I'm not just talking wrestling, fellas. Talking about athletics here at South Dakota State. And his wife, by the way, also a former UNI, operated the Unidome.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. And they are unified in their efforts up here at South Dakota to really make a difference in the lives of a lot of young kids. And, boy, tonight we're seeing it here. Great crowd on hand to watch the Jacks.
It's a great crowd. And I'll tell you what, so Coach Bono told us that the community of Brookings really gets behind this program. He just told me again and again before the meet how important the whole community is here. So we get off to a really fast start, and Sprinkle's in on a takedown right away.
You got to watch Sprinkle wrestle a little bit earlier this year down at Hilton Coliseum, and good-looking 124 25-pounder. Scott and I watched him at the Midlands as well. Had a real close loss to Delgado, who some people have heard of, obviously, that are wrestling fans out there for the Illinois Illini. And it's a good-looking 25-pounder going up against the senior here for the South Dakota Jackrabbits. So.
Yep, Trent Sprinkle, also a senior, ranked number 5 in the country right now, has a 24-4 record coming into the season, or coming into tonight's dual meet.
Well, he's been on the shots, but nice scrambling there by Sprinkle by Pickrell to keep this thing even right now. No score, just 2:15 to go in the first period.
And the bench for North Dakota up and active already on the night. Head coach Chris Bono, and of course the head coach of North Dakota is Roger Kish. South Dakota, Chris Bono. North Dakota, Roger Kish. Kish absent tonight on the road, signing some kids out there in Washington.
And right now Pickrell in on a nice shot here on Sprinkle on that outside single, trying to pull it in. Sprinkle is real long-bodied. He's tall for a 125-pounder.
Yeah,
so he's got that sprawl position.
Absolutely, he's got the leverage on him right now. I mean, the referee stalemates it. There's just no way he was gonna. He just couldn't get his head in the right position in order to make that takedown.
He's got one of those kind of bodies. He sprawls his back feet are in a different county than you're wrestling in almost. So you got to really reach for it.
I want to thank our friends at Kevin Industries for making Jeff Murphy and this trip possible. Also want to thank our friends at themat.tv and themat.com for helping to make the broadcast possible online. You folks watching it for free, thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Kind of power move there by Sprinkle, getting that takedown now for North Dakota State, and almost had a cradle wrapped up, but Pickrell did a good job keeping his knee and his head away from each other, not allowing Sprinkle to lock up that cradle, the inside cradle. Tough ride on top right now by Sprinkle. Picking up a little bit of riding time now, 25 seconds of riding time. 50 seconds to go in the first period. Jeff, what do you see?
Well, I see that we can see the scoreboard adequately.
Yeah.
It's right
different
next to
some of those tournaments.
I get a sunburn.
We work in, huh?
So we call a stop in the action here, and got a little
Maybe
blood out
blood
on the mat.
time. Yeah, I think so.
Got to clean up just a little bit. So
team no score obviously yet, just getting started here fresh in Brookings, South Dakota. It's great to see Mike Smith in the house today too from Matt Schatz. Mike and I got to meet up, I think, down at UNO back in the day at the
talented photographer.
He does a good job for the sport of wrestling. He's very passionate like the sport of wrestling, like all of our listeners. Like Jeff, Scott, myself, we love this sport.
Yep. So we were talking about South Dakota boys and Aaron Pickrell from Watertown, just up the road here a little ways. So Bono talked about the importance of keeping those kids here in state.
This is one he's been able to, and kind of spiral ride there with an underhook. Looks like Sprinkle's trying. I think he might like the cradle too, doing an arm chop there and trying to bring Pickrell back down. He's just about up to the 1 minute riding time. Yep.
For those of you watching us on themat.com, it's a perfect opportunity for us to remind you to jump in to support wrestling at all levels, but you want to Facebook. Look for the Facebook support wrestling on Facebook. We'll get you that address coming up.
End of the first period.
2-0 is the score, with Sprinkle getting the takedown, leads 2-0.
Yep.
He has accumulated 1 minute, 16 seconds of riding time.
By the way, tomorrow morning's radio program, Jay Robinson will be on, and then James Ravenak, president of USA Wrestling, will join us with a big announcement, potentially. I don't want to give everything away, but
or potentially not.
Could be a huge announcement.
Sprinkle with the escape leads 3-1 now.
Up and out real fast.
Yep, minute 47 seconds.
And he kept that riding time getting out of that escape that fast against Pickrell of South Dakota. So
it looks like it looks like Sprinkle sort of turned it up a notch here, because he's really been on the offense, and he's going to get 2 out of this, I think.
Nice whizzer action there by Pickrell, trying to fight off that single leg attempt.
Yeah, but Pickrell's got his head back around, and he gets the 2.
Came across, got the 2 points, and now leads up 5-0 with 1 minute and 9 seconds of riding time. So another blood timeout, I believe.
Real quick, while we do the blood timeout, mention Jay Robinson on the show tomorrow morning. Well, Jay Robinson Camps have just announced that they will help to support Keep Wrestling in the Olympics movement by the sale of this wonderful poster most of you haven't seen, but Olympic champion Dan Gable in action.
Sounds great.
Well, we're going to get action to resume here. Sprinkle up 5-0 and puts them in.
Pickerel gets up and out. You got to think maybe Sprinkle's trying to get some bonus points possibly. Fighting it off is Pickerel.
Oh, nice shuck, but Pickerel goes to his back. That's not a
Tried to roll through. He got caught. Are we going to pick up back points too or not? Nothing?
No, I don't believe
just
any
a 2-point
back points.
takedown for Sprinkle. Now up 7-1. Picking up that riding time there, Jeff Murphy.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, you can just see the difference. Sprinkle ranked number 5 in the country, as we said before, versus Pickerel. Sprinkle's just a step up as a wrestler.
It's real tough. I'd describe him kind of relentless. I mean, he looked good in the Midlands. I remember he had a real good match, like I say, against Delgado, who possibly had just taken over the number 1 ranking in the nation. He's trying to go for a tilt here. He's got the hips out to the side. Did he get the count or not? I don't think he got the count. The ref didn't give it the near fall point. So 7-1, 18 seconds to go in the second period. Up over 2 minutes of riding time. Now here for Trent Sprinkle, the highly ranked 125-pounder. Up to the feet, they go out of bounds. We get a fresh restart.
Yep, 10 seconds left in the period.
Coming down to the closing seconds of the second period here. So need to get a takedown. You want to get some points. I mean, need to get an escape here for Pickerel if he's going to stay in this match, because you want to score at the edge of the mat and at the end of the periods.
Do want to recognize for you fans joining us on the mat.com, we are having an audio issue we are not going to promise we're going to be able to take care of throughout the rest of the evening, but we are aware of the slight little popping sound in there. We apologize for that, but there's a technical issue in this building that we have been unable to erase prior to going on air, so we apologize for that, but hopefully you're enjoying the image and the audio as it does come to you through the air.
It's not an IOC sabotage, right? They're not after us, are they?
No.
Okay.
No, so Sprinkle with the intentional release, and he now leads 7-2.
7-2. He's got to get a takedown here, Jeff, going into this third period. Instead, Sprinkle gets another one.
Yeah, Sprinkle
scores
with a nice
2 more.
combination there, Steve. Down on the ankle pick, backs back out, gets a double leg.
Went low and then a little higher and got the takedown, and now it's 9-2. And with his riding time right now, if it'd stop, he'd have that major decision. So trying to pick up some bonus points for the North Dakota State Bison is Sprinkle. Riding tough on top.
Absolutely, keeping that head down on the mat.
Not going to win a scramble if you're not hired and you're got to keep up. Well, I'll tell you what Pickerel needs to do is get up to his base.
Yep.
He's up to his knees.
Got to get that head off the mat.
Anytime you're on the wrestling mat and your head's down, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's easy to say and not so easy to do.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of that. So, yep. I've been able to bury some people's heads, and I've done a little face planting myself on both sides. So 1 minute and 3 seconds to go in the third period.
You know, we have a little timeout here. I just want to comment on the balmy weather that we're having up here in South Dakota.
Yeah, that's right. It's not snowing.
It was 5 degrees this morning when I walked out of my hotel room.
Yeah, South Dakota. Don't let the word South fool you.
Yeah.
You're not any closer to the equator than we were.
So Pickerel with the intentional release, got to get back in on 2, and he gets the takedown.
Sprinkle gets that takedown, 11-3 now. He's got the major +1 possibly as far as the individual score goes. 3 minutes, 10 seconds of riding time, 38 seconds to go in the third and final period. Sprinkle definitely into the driver's seat here.
30 seconds to go. That website, by the way, that Facebook page you need to like is called Keep Wrestling in the Olympics, okay?
That's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Keep Wrestling in the Olympics. Like a lot of real positive momentum here, guys.
I think that's the place maybe you can vote. They're trying to get 100,000 votes, and they're up into 20-some thousand.
Easy to do.
Yes. Me and my family members have voted. Now we invite you to do the same.
Thank you.
Out of bounds they go, 11-3, 6 seconds to go. Third period, 3:44 riding time, so a lot of riding time. So North Dakota State, so far, the duel's fresh, just getting started, but they definitely got the ball rolling in their direction here so far. Granby type of roll there, attempt by Pickerel, but with the riding time. I believe that's with riding time. Yes, it is. 12-3 is the score. So North Dakota scores first with a major.
So at 133 pounds coming onto the mat for South Dakota State University is Brant Sims. He's a freshman. He's got an 18-13 record coming in. He's going to face Josh Rodriguez from North Dakota State. Rodriguez is also a freshman with a 20-14 record. So the battle of the freshmen here with two pretty good records. Ought to be a pretty good match, Steve.
Yeah, we've seen Rodriguez wrestle earlier this year and did a good job. And like you say, Brant Sims. A lot of matches between these two. 34 for Rodriguez. And about the same for Sims. So they've had a lot of experience for freshmen. So they've had a lot of mat time.
Absolutely. Sims, a freshman out of Gilmore City, Iowa. My good friend from back home, Joe Paulson, his hometown, Gilmore City.
Joe Paulson, sure.
Well, hopefully he's listening today, and he's got one of his own young men out of his hometown right here. Way up here in Brookings, South Dakota, the Frost Arena. Nice underhook here for North Dakota State for Rodriguez. And he takes a shot off of it. Rodriguez does from North Dakota State.
And Rodriguez is from Guadalupe, California, so that's probably North Dakota's probably a far cry from Guadalupe, at least from a climate standpoint.
Yeah, long ways to come to meet here in South Dakota. Sims not coming quite as far over from Gilmore, Iowa, but they're going to meet here at the Central Time Zone. Find out who can win on the wrestling mat. No score yet. 1:52 to go in the first period. A lot of hand fighting going on between the two. Both wrestlers kind of take a shot at the same time. Sims now with that nice underhook here.
Got to get that hand free.
Yeah, Rodriguez doing a good job blocking it off there with his right arm, but Sims has been in there. Brant Sims has been in there in that underhook 3 or 4 times now. Nice little shot, but too far out.
Yep.
I think Sims kind of taking the action. It seems like he's been a little bit more active than Rodriguez at this stage anyway. Underhook now by Rodriguez for the Bison. On the edge of the mat. Here both coaches telling Chris Bono, I've always said, one of the best corner coaches there is. I used to tease him. I said, too bad you weren't coaching when I wrestled. I could actually maybe won a match. He's just that good of a coach. If you pay attention to him, you're going to score some points and do good. So.
Absolutely.
Does a real good job. So still scoreless. 52 seconds to go in the first period.
Sims has definitely been the aggressor in this match thus far. Rodriguez just blocking a lot of shots and really hasn't had much offense.
Keeping his arms and elbows up there high, and both have been in underhooks. It's almost been, that's more of a heavyweight situation. Well, maybe they're going for throws too, because those are usually throw moves.
Yep.
Nice shot there, a couple shots.
Couple shots, but too far out.
Oh, that reshot by Sims.
Yep. Oh, but Rodriguez kicks out.
Good job by Rodriguez trying to take that momentum and turn it into a throw, but out of bounds, so no point scored still.
And right
nice
on the whistle.
Shot there by Rodriguez.
Absolutely, and Rodriguez is going to get 2 out of this, I think.
That neck wrench, so boy, they gave it to Rodriguez, so right off the whistle.
10
Smart
seconds
wrestling
left
there.
in the first period.
Boy, that was just being alert and attacking right off of that whistle for Rodriguez. So Rodriguez now North Dakota leads 2-0 right at the end of the period. Smart wrestling. Evenly matched here, though. This is a good match. We love these things. These are fun to watch and cover, and both these guys really going at it. So it's been all on their feet, really, basically, so far. So we'll see what kind of mat wrestling these young men do. At this style we refer to as folk style wrestling, where they actually allow you to do some mat wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice little chin drop, but doesn't quite work.
You like that?
Yeah, up to his feet is Sims. So Brant Sims from South Dakota does a good job. Get escape 2-1, 1:42 to go in the second period. Just 23 seconds of riding time there for Rodriguez. So Rodriguez still holding that 1-point match lead right now, 2-1. So both wrestlers running back to the center of the mat. So they're anxious to win this match for the coaches. Team score so far, a major decision at 125 pounds for North Dakota State, so they lead 4-0 at 100 after 125 pounds. Oh, big throw there by Rodriguez. Picks up 2 for North Dakota State, so up 4-1 now is Rodriguez. Sims did a good job of bellying out, though, not giving up any more points, not being thrown to his back. But they both were doing the upper body maneuvers a lot, and Jeff Murphy and Scott and myself were thinking this could be some throws maybe in here with all those underhooks they were doing and overhooks.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean both wrestlers really aggressive out there. Been a very good match, and Sims trying to get back to his feet, but
riding time,
doing a good job of riding.
Rodriguez gets over that magical 1 minute. He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds of riding time, and he's up 4-1. 28 seconds to go in the second period. So, got to score on the edge of the mat. That's what Chris Bono's trying to tell his Jackrabbit. So the Jackrabbit starts down. That would be Brant Sims against Josh Rodriguez, the Bison of North Dakota State. Rodriguez up to his feet real quick, but throwing back to the mat is Sims. So Sims doing a real good job reacting off of that whistle. Rodriguez doing a good job off that whistle, just kind of keeping it hip to hip, staying right behind his opponent.
Sims just about able to get up to his feet. Just can't quite get it done.
So you remember doing those drills, Jeff? Hip to hip. You couldn't use your hands, and the referees would say, "You just got to. I'm going to blow the whistle for 30 seconds. I'm going to stay behind the guy underneath you, and you can't even use your hands." And that's what Rodriguez did in that particular situation.
So Sims down 4-1 at the beginning of the third period. Going to have some action here because obviously he starts on top.
He didn't get rid of the riding time too. That would have been important for Sims, but because that bonus point now is still there in the basket of Rodriguez.
He just needs to go out and have a takedown.
He does.
And take care of that.
That's right, Jeff Murphy. If he could get that takedown and then get rid of that riding time.
Well, these boys up here like to bleed, I'll tell you that.
I was just going to say that myself.
Thin-skinned up here in the Dakotas.
Well, that blood's all up towards the edge of your skin to keep you warm.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely.
What it is, huh?
We'll be joining all the wrestling fans at Cubby's up here tonight. And what town are we in?
We are in Brookings, South Dakota, we even got directions already, Scott, from Gooseman. He told us how to get to Cubby.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I just got to remember what he said, right, Jeff Murphy? You were listening as well, right?
I didn't pay much attention. I'll just Google it.
There you go. You got that fancy GPS stuff, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's better than the phone I used to have that was 2 tin cans with the string in the middle.
Oh, man, I got a Sharpie and a sheet of paper on my dash. That's my GPS. So up and 5-1 is the score still for Rodriguez.
So Sims being the aggressor as he needs to be.
Gotta be.
But
he's got to bring it.
I don't know. Rodriguez doing a really good job of blocking him off.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the match, stall warning there against Rodriguez. So referees calling Rodriguez for a stall warning.
1 minute and 13 seconds left in the match.
See what kind of cardio these young men have been working on this season, because this is...
If Sims can put that head down, he's got to get his hands free, though. He's got his hands tied up in there. He can't snap them by.
Rodriguez doing a good job tying up his hands, blocking off a leg.
Yep.
If he could push him out real fast right now, he might get another stall call possibly, but I guarantee the referee's keeping track of it. Needs to do some shots, even if they're half shots, because those are a feather in your cap.
That's right. 40 seconds left in this match. Sims is going to have to get in gear if he wants to win this.
Oh, there's a big 2 for Sims. So he got the 2. They're on the edge of the mat. I think he'd want to go out of bounds maybe and restart with the way the time is.
I think he tried to cradle him. He didn't give him the 2.
Well, now wait a minute. 5-3 is what the scoreboard says. So, yeah, I think because of the whizzer, he still got the 2 or not.
Now it's 5-2, so I'm not...
I think the scoreboard
I'm not sure
here,
what
if we can trust
it looked like the referee gave an indication at one point. Maybe he had like a flea in the mat call or something and let the action go on. I'm not sure.
That could have been it, maybe. Or if he can get a takedown here, if he's got the leg up.
Yeah, but he's got to get 3 points, and he's got riding time too, so that's not going to cut it.
Big kick out there by Rodriguez. Bono wants a stall, obviously. There you go with riding time. We're going to end up with, what, a 6-2 decisions, I believe, for Rodriguez.
Absolutely. That's going to bring the mat score to 7-3 in favor of the Bison.
Yep, 7-3.
Not 3, 7-0 in favor of the Bison.
7-0. And Sims was in that, but he just started pushing a little bit too late, and seemed like Rodriguez, once he got that point spread, he went a little bit on his defense. So.
Yep, so up here at 141 pounds, Steve, we've got Mark Erickson from North Dakota State. He's a senior with a 16-14 record. He's going to face Ben Gillette. Ben Gillette, a freshman with a 6-17 record. So obviously Erickson with a little bit of an edge on facing this competition this year.
Yeah, that those years of experience can help, especially at the D1 college level. Can make a difference. And some kids step in and are instant superstars, but most don't. So it's kind of a work in progress many times at this level. In on a leg there is Erickson, so a big shot and a big takedown right away. He has Gillette, no back points there. Gillette bellied out and got off. He was trying to cradle him up right off the get-go there. Mark Erickson was for North Dakota State, but nothing doing. 2-point takedown, 2:13 to go in the first period. Up to his base is Gillette. Got to get out of there. And there he faces his opponent. Gillette gets the escape. 2-1, 2:02 to go in the first period. 22 seconds of riding time. In on a shot again is Erickson. Gillette trying to fend it off. Going for a double leg. Coming around the corner is Erickson. Another takedown. 4-1 now. Another big takedown for Erickson. 1:41 to go in the first period. And picking up some riding time. Scott Casper.
Right now, the Iowa State Cyclones are leading the Spartans, by the way, 16-6.
16-6, and I believe it's out in Michigan, am I right? That's an away meet.
On the road for the Cyclones, you bet.
For Iowa State, and then they go to Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Michigan on Sunday, I believe, and that caps off the season.
For
at least
Iowa
till the Big 12 duels.
And then Chris Bono said they have another duel here. They're taking on Big Ten Northwestern next. Is that correct?
Yep, on Sunday.
Coming out of Evanston, Illinois. So
1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That's the home finale, so probably senior day here.
Yeah, Drew Periano will be in town. Good friend of our broadcasting here. And it's going to be a good duel here. So if you're in driving distance, get here to Brookings at the Frost Arena right off of 16th Street, I believe it was, and get in here and watch the Wildcats against the Jackrabbits.
Rutgers is leading Drexel right now by a score of 19-7.
Rutgers doing a good job, 19-7. It's almost same score as Cyclone Spartans, but Rutgers doing good and building a good program out there. East
Piscataway, New Jersey.
That's right. It's easy for you to say, Jeff Murphy. 38 seconds to go in the first period. 4-0 is the score in favor of Erickson over Gillette of South Dakota State University Jackrabbits. 1 minute and 45 seconds of riding time in favor of Erickson. So Erickson's kind of been in the driver's seat. Almost got another near fall. Is that right, Jeff?
Thought he was going to turn him there, but Gillette does a really good job of rolling through.
Have to wrestle smart here. A lot of riding time for the Bison. They've been real tough on top. I haven't kept track of their total riding time, but it's up there in double digits, that's for sure, over the three weights that we've done. We're into our third weight, 141 pounds. So after the first period, it's 4-1. Erickson from North Dakota State leads Mr. Gillette from the South Dakota State University Jackrabbits. So
Gillette up right away, but Erickson breaks him back down.
Boy, he just needed more riding time, didn't he? So he started on top here, starting the second period. That'd be Erickson for North Dakota State, who's been so tough on top. And doing a good job of just controlling the arms.
Yep, Erickson with the wrist and the chicken wing.
Trying, he's got the leg tied up. Got a figure four on the thigh. Figure four and
now he's got to crawl to that. If he can
pick up a tilt here.
Almost got him now. He's got him in that position.
He's getting the count.
The referee's indicated he's got two.
Two for sure.
And there's his three.
There's his three count. So he's picking up 3 more back points here for Erickson of North Dakota State.
I don't think he can pin him in that position. I think he's going to have to roll him over and let him go and get his points.
I could pin him in that position.
Yeah, but he throws a Turk
Scott,
right back on.
I know there's a couple different ways.
Yeah, but Scott, you've been known to tickle too, so that's not legal.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
7-1, 6-point lead here for Erickson, and 3 minutes and 20 seconds of riding time. That's a lot of riding time, and he's got Gillette in trouble again.
He's got Gillette in trouble, but I don't think he can pin him from that position.
Yep. She's going to wear him down and pick up as many back points. With a series of pinning positions, you can only pick up one set of back points per time, so a lot of times you need to allow your opponent to belly out. Now, he could end up in tech falls, obviously, the 5-point tech fall, because he's gotten these near falls. That's important, too.
Yep. Well, he'll be ahead effectively 11-1 once the period ends in another 15 seconds.
He's definitely going to be in the driver's seat here, so there's a tough second period here for Gillette.
He releases, and the ref gives him the 3 points.
Erickson tough on top. He just doesn't allow Gillette to build up any base. He's got that leg tied up and working those arms tough. And
Lehigh gets a 22-14 win over Pitt.
So big win for Pat Santoro and company.
Huge win.
I think Coach, out there too, helping with the team from time to time, there's our good friend David Zabriskie, friend of Scott Casbers.
Big Dave Zabriskie.
Yeah, big Z. Yeah. And a big roll
Erickson
here
with
by
a
Erickson.
really nice roll. Has Gillette in a bad spot.
Turned right in towards Gillette, put him towards his back. He might be secure in the fall.
He could pin him in this position. But Gillette does a good job
I'll tell you what,
out.
big bridge here by Gillette, keeping himself from getting pinned. That was a nice bridge by Gillette, but riding that tough on the far leg, and he's kind of trying for a bent leg Turk here.
Yep.
If he reaches back, that is
3 point more. 15-1. Well, he's got to pin him this time. Nope, no back.
Or he'll pick up the tech fall.
That's right.
And with those back points, he'll get the 5-point.
He still has. Whoop! He gave him the 2, and there's the tech fall.
There's the tech fall in favor of Erickson.
Minute and 7 seconds left in the third period.
So big points here for North Dakota State. NDSU is really picking up the steam here. They haven't left off. Scott?
Yeah, we're going to remind each and every one of you fans watching on themat.com tonight, this is a special broadcast of North Dakota at South Dakota, brought to you in part by the South Dakota State Jacks, as we come to you live from Brookings, South Dakota, here at the Frost Arena. Back to wrestling action.
At 149 pounds, North Dakota State University has Joe Garner. Joe's a senior with a 16-14 record this year. And he's facing number 31 ranked Dustin Walraven. Walraven also a senior, 21-11 on the season.
Good-looking wrestler here for South Dakota. I'm sure they'd like to pick up some points here. He has been coming off an injury situation. I know he hasn't been in a lineup full-time, so hopefully he's kept. A lot of these kids, once they come out of injury, many times what you see is their cardio sometimes suffered more than anything. So you need to stay active and keep your lungs in that third period. Conditioning is important. Both young men in a collar tie here on the edge of the mat. Garner 16-14 on the year, and 21-11 is Dustin Walraven, the ranked wrestler for South Dakota State.
Yep. Garner, another product of California, San Leandro, California.
30 matches for Garner and 32 for these guys have wrestled a lot of matches. They don't have to worry about their 17 matches in for the RPI rating.
No, so
like some people.
Walraven out of Huron, South Dakota, just up the road.
Doing a good job. So he stayed home. A lot of these kids are. We talked about it earlier, Jeff Murphy. These states have produced a lot of superstars that have left, and his coaches are going to try to keep them in state so these Jackrabbit and Bison fans can enjoy the great wrestling that both these programs can have. They go out of bounds. 1:28 to go in the first period. We're scoreless here between Walraven and Mr. Garner, Joe Garner for North Dakota. Still a lot of upper body maneuvering here. Collar tie wrestling right now. Some underhooks by both wrestlers on both directions have happened. 1:07 to go in the first period. Wall Raven in the blue, and Joe Garner in the North Dakota State University Bison green. Team score 12-0 right now. North Dakota State's really been in the driver's seat from the get-go at 125, 33, 41. We got a major, a regular decision, and then a tech fault at 141 pounds. So I'm sure Chris Bono and the Jackrabbits are trying to get some points on the board here for South Dakota State University here in Brookings, South Dakota. Still just a lot of collar tie going on here. You don't see neither wrestler really taking too much shot.
Nope, not much action shots out there.
Doing some pushing and shoving. Somebody needs to commit here, I believe, and take a shot. 19 seconds ago in the first period. Just trying to get, nice trip attempt there by Wall Raven. Trying to come around the back is Wall Raven for South Dakota, but up with the arm and
throws him to his back, and he is
Wall Raven has him in trouble.
On his back.
Oh man!
I think the referee missed that one by being out of position, because I tell you what, both his shoulders
blades were down
to the mat.
No, we know what would have happened if it had been freestyle, not folk style.
Yeah,
it would be over. But we're wrestling folk style tonight, so a big 5-point move.
But really nice move, as you said. He hit two of your criteria, Steve. It was at the end of the period on the edge of the mat.
That's where you want to score. Both of them are important, because your opponent can't respond correctly, respond right away and counter on that and score on their own points. So starting second period is Wall Raven on top. We'll see if he's a rider or if he's going to cut Joe Garner or not. But
trying to ride him tough so far. Garner doing a good job of trying to get up to his feet.
Because really on their feet the first period up until the big throw, they seemed somewhat even, obviously. Wall Raven getting 25 seconds of riding time. I think we've yet to have a Jackrabbit get the riding time, but trying to take Garner right to his back. Nice single leg inside trip there. Now trying to look like he's setting up the chicken wing to get a tilt situation here, getting out to the side. Is Wall Raven trying to pick up a tilt move. He's got that bar arm up there now.
You can see that Wall Raven's at a weight class where he's probably wrestled a bit with Coach Bono.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of Bono in him now.
Yeah, I can really. Putting the hammer down on top, really wrestling tough. There's his 1 minute of riding time right there. So up 5-0 is Wall Raven from South Dakota State. So
Garner's going to have some action here if he's going to want to get back in this match, because Wall Raven is just starting to have separation.
Picked up 2 more there, Jeff Murphy, on that tilt 55 seconds ago in the second period. 1:08 of riding time now. This is the first Jackrabbit we've seen with riding time, and he's really been in the driver's seat. So far, coming off this injury, he's looking really good. See why he's a nationally ranked wrestler.
Absolutely.
Riding tough on top. He loves to work that arm. He's in that tilt situation again. Referee keeping track.
Yeah, but he only got a count of
45 degrees. Just getting, he's gotten a couple 1 counts, but no.
He didn't keep his hips tucked in tight enough. If Wall Raven would have kept those hips tucked in a little tighter, he'd have got him tilted.
Boy, he's working that upper body right now, kind of getting him in a bundle. I think I've heard John Reeder tell me that bundle's important. Johnny used to do that a lot. And get those arms all bundled up and throw them to his back. He's trying to get him in the bundle. He's going to get him again here. He's got that upper body move, but Garner doing a good job getting out of there, maybe getting his own escape at the end. Right 2 and a 1, so 2 near fall for Wall Raven. Garner gets the escape. 9-1 now. So going into the final period, both of them going to start neutral up on their feet for third period. 2 minutes, 3 seconds riding time here for Wall Raven.
You know, with all the action we saw earlier in this match, you just wonder if Garner's out there going to try to set up the big throw move.
He's going to have to. Going to see whose cardio's in shape and who isn't, too, in some of these matches.
Nice double leg.
Switches off. Does he get big? Nice somersault roll there by Wall Raven. Doesn't want to get himself in jeopardy here.
Oh, I don't know about that one. If he didn't give him the takedown the first time, I'm not sure why he gave him the takedown the second time.
Yeah, that
he had less control the second time than he did the first time.
That'd be speaking of Joe Garner. They gave him, he rewarded the North Dakota State wrestler a takedown, so it's 9-3, 1:13 to go in the third period. I know Chris Bono didn't like the call.
Oh, but he almost throws him into a cradle.
Standing cradle.
The move. Garner's going to have to go. He's down 10-3.
Yeah, he's got
only a minute left in this match.
10-3, 1:38 of riding time, so he would just barely clip the major here. If he could get in, boy, if he throw another 5-point move in there. Of course, Joe Garner's going to have a say in that. Nice double leg shot there again. That's the second time he's done that.
But Walraven did a great job of countering it.
Yeah, really good counter wrestling. A lot of series wrestling going on.
Oh, that was a really nice move by Walraven.
Wow, man. Little Ben Askren action there with all that.
A little bit.
Yeah, we're thinking that's some good scrambling. And coming out on top is the good-looking senior here for Chris Bono for the Jackrabbits. Up 12-3 now, 9-point spread, 1:52 of riding time.
You mentioned Ben. We want to say a very good hello to Mick. Mick Askren. I had breakfast with Mick this morning.
Giving us some protein along the way down as we headed down Interstate 80.
How many times did you guys stop to eat on the way?
Well, you know,
it seemed like this every other exit. Here we go.
All right.
Big win for the Jacks.
Big win and some bonus points too for the Jackrabbits. So with riding time, 12-3, a big win there for the ranked Walraven, Dustin Walraven for South Dakota State. So they're on the board, 12-4 now. So a big win there.
The blue dude out there just hitting it up with the crowd.
Okay.
All right, so 157 for North Dakota State University, Tanner Carlisle. He's a redshirt freshman with an 0-5 record. I believe Coach told us that he was the backup at that weight, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they've done some switching. I think even their 57 might have went to 74 tonight.
Yep. And the 57-pounder for South Dakota State is Joe Pack. Pack, a sophomore. He's got a 13-13 record on the season.
Yeah, Pack looks good. He might have the upper hand here, maybe. Boy, big takedown. And he's picking up some back points possibly here. Kind of starting off where our Walravens left off there.
Absolutely.
Big 5-point move.
Nice start.
7-1 now here for Cody Pack for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. 2:11 to go in the first period. Picking up some riding time, too. They're going to go out of bounds. They've got a fresh start here, so 157 pounds for the Jackrabbits and Bison. The team score is 12-4 right now in favor of North Dakota State, but South Dakota State's looking like they're going to try to pick up some team points here, maybe into some of these weight classes themselves.
Pack with the intentional release and right back in on the leg.
Cody Pack in there on the outer thigh of the North Dakota wrestler there. Tanner Carlisle.
Yep. Pack hesitated for just a minute, and that was just enough for him not to be able to finish.
Yeah, for Carlisle to get his arm in there and kind of block him off. Carlisle in there kind of wrestling with his arms out. He's going to, I know maybe not at the senior level, but when you're a youngster, you get your elbows out, you're going to get in the cow catcher.
Absolutely.
Double underhook is what some people call that, and you're going to be thrown to your back. So, got to wrestle with your elbows in. Big double leg shot there by Cody Pack, and he scores the takedown. Jeff Murphy 9-2 now.
Yep. Off to a big start in this match.
1:16 to go in the first period. And Cody Pack is in the driver's seat fast.
Congratulations to Columbia tonight, wrestling at the NYAC with a big win there. 30-7, 8-10 bouts for the Lions. Nice job there out east.
Appreciate the update, Scott Casper, because as much as we're enjoying this, we know there's a lot of great duels still going on all across this nation, even though we're kind of finishing up on the duel.
Yeah, good job, Michelle Shealy, by the way. She scored a 9.875 on the beam for Iowa State.
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
There's one thing you'll never hear me talking about.
That was Beauty and the Beast last
floor
week.
exercises,
Yeah, I think Beauty and the Beast was last week. But right now, the Beast in this gym's Cody Pack. He's wrestling like the Beast. He's up 9-2.
Pack's got that leg locked up, but he's got to do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just kind of riding it maybe a little bit too much parallel. Needs to get out to the side there and change his changes attack there. Occasionally you can get called for stalling on top if you just ride parallel, but he's got the tight waist, half Nelson in. Up to his feet is Carlisle. But back down to the mat is Cody Pack taking Carlisle back down. Tanner Carlisle wrestling for North Dakota State Bison at 157 pounds. Team scores 12-4 in favor of North Dakota State University.
9-2 with 1 minute and 48 seconds of riding time.
A lot of riding time, so if it ends now, you get the bonus point of riding time as long as at the end of the match you have 1 minute or more of riding time. It's not 1 point per advantage minute. It's just 1 minute total. But nice fireman's carry attempt there. Blocking it off with an underhook was Carlisle. Cody Pack kind of shot too far out. I think Carlisle could see that coming in real quickly. Got that double underhook.
But Carlisle's, he's just burning daylight here. He's got to get in gear because that double underhook isn't going to get him anywhere.
Yeah, are you wrestling to not give up bonus points or to win the match? And if you're wrestling to win the match, you're going to have to change your strategy a little bit. Got to change your forte a little. Instead of just fighting them off, you need to take some shots. If you never shoot, you'll never score.
I think there's a little bit of fear in that, and you got to be comfortable in taking shots.
Fireman's carry there, attempt by Carlisle.
He threw it hard, but he just didn't finish it.
Didn't finish it. No, tried to.
Minute left in the match.
Got his head planted there as Carlisle. He's wrestling with his head down, and Cody Pack needs to cross face him here. If you get there, you go. Get the cross face in. Man, I must be wired his head.
There you go, telling him.
2-point takedown. That cross face is effective. Jeff, have you ever been in a cross face?
Yeah. I've thrown a few of them myself, too.
Maybe that's why my nose is so crooked. But Cody Pack tough on top right now.
Pack's got that turkey, and he's trying to crank him over.
2 minutes and 7 seconds of riding time. Getting the count there from the ref, so more points going for Cody Pack.
All right. Pack needs to bail out and try to crank him back over one more time. He can tech fall him here.
He's got to. Keep track of where he's at.
Comfortable in his position.
There he goes. 14-2.
Nice.
15, 16, 17 to be the
close to
fall, but he's got 5 seconds to crank him over, so he's not going to get a 3-point move.
No, he could. So with riding time, 15-2. So a big win there for South Dakota State. They win 2 in a row, guys.
Oh, it's only the end of the second period.
Oh, second period, yeah. Well, you threw me off when you said that. You said the tech fall was coming up.
Well, I was trying to get the tech fall in the second period.
Nice job out of you, but you fell short. 14-2.
No, wait a minute. Now, I was calling the match. I didn't care what period it was in.
Hey, listen, today's broadcast being brought to you in part by our friends at Kemin Agri-Foods, great animal sciences. You guys have partnerships here with South Dakota State, don't you?
Absolutely.
You're closing in on the tech fall right here. Cody Pack with a big takedown. Nice inside trip by Cody Pack. 1 minute, 26 seconds to go in the third period. Up by 14.
So South Dakota, big ag school.
South Dakota State's an outstanding ag school, and Kemin's very proud to have a partnership with them. They've done a lot of research for us over the last 4 or 5 years, and in fact, we got a great opportunity this afternoon to spend a little time with the researchers up here. So
outstanding. How big is this school? 20,000 kids?
12-7, I believe.
Yep.
12-7-50.
All right.
Yep.
So
we got a minute left in this match. Got a minute to score 1 point. Well, he's going to get the tech fall at the end if he just hangs in there.
Yeah, right. Yep.
With the riding time.
With the riding time. I'm sure Chris Bono's telling him to either cut him or get the takedown, you know. He's going to cut him. He releases him.
Tall, 57 pounds.
He is, Scott. He's got a lot of range, and he's used that to his advantage.
Boy, hasn't he?
Needs to back out on that one, start again, because he's not going to crank him in.
It's going to be tough. Not too often do you see kids pull that in.
Got to go now. He's got 39 seconds to score this takedown to get the tech fall.
And with that intentional release, he's got to make that count.
Yep.
Well, this
decision he made.
This is where it's going to be a difference maker. There it is. Nice job.
Not quite.
A little double leg takedown here attempt by Cody. He needs to come around the corner. There's the 2, and there's the tech fall.
All right.
So mathematically, he did it.
That makes this match a lot tighter now.
Well, what it not only tightens it up, that gives a lot of hope and a lot of future for this young team that shows a lot of effort at the last minute. 24 seconds were remaining in that period, 24 seconds in the match, 19-3 the final score. I like that extra effort we saw. He didn't stop working.
Yep, 12-9 team score now after 5 matches. So we're here at the intermission, and I heard that Steve Foster's going to go out and wrestle at the intermission in an exhibition match. Is that
right? I heard Jeff Murphy was going to sing the national anthem.
I did. I just sung it real soft with the microphone off earlier.
Real quick, I want to touch base with you guys. Our fans out there listening and watching, we will be broadcasting the national championships this year. It'll be you, Jeff Murphy, Steve Foster, and Billy Baldwin will be joining in for the finals, but Caleb Nemmers will be rejoining the broadcast team. It'll be live from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. Wells Fargo Arena, Des Moines, Iowa. And we'll start, of course, Thursday morning, go Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, all the way through the evening on Saturday night. So it's going to be a big NCAA championship this year. Some say the odds-on favorite would be, of course, Penn State to repeat, but University of Iowa is a slow boil. And so is Minnesota, Oklahoma State.
The Tigers of Missouri, I think, are in the run.
Yeah, so you've got a great top 5 and a lot of upsets and the potential there. So it's not done, it's not over, and I tell you what, they've got to wrestle it all. And I'm excited about this year's NCAAs. But before we do that, we have to do 2 other broadcasts. We've got the NCAA Division II,
the regionals.
Super Regionals. That'll be. We'll be doing the radio broadcast that morning, the Saturday morning, followed by the Sunday event. And then on, let's see, it'll be the following weekend, we do the Big Tens.
So we won't find Jeff Murphy's Blazer in the radio studio parking lot, will we, that Saturday? come up the Young Arena and have fun with us. It's going to be a good time.
I hate the fact that you guys are going to be in Waterloo, Iowa, and I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona.
I know, really sucks.
Come on now.
So we're encouraging you all to join in the broadcast as you can. We'll be on the mat.com throughout the broadcast of the NCAAs and our partnership as it continues with the mat.com and the mat.tv. But more importantly, it's just continuing to promote the sport of wrestling as much as we can wherever we can. So Big Tens will be there live. I'll announce that, and you guys will be on the broadcast. Great seats for you guys, by the way, for the Big Tens. You
That's nice.
Have incredible seats.
Well, that's good.
So I'm sure you're going to be very excited about that. But you fans are going to be the beneficiaries as we bring to you the best action we can possibly bring to you. If you don't have the Big Ten Network, no worries. We got you dialed in. You can listen and watch, of course, free of charge on the mat.tv and the mat.com.
From Champaign-Urbana, and I think Jim Heffernan told us there's more restaurants there per capita than any other state in the nation.
Well,
was that Mark Perry? One of the Illini told us that, and they got me real excited because I like a good meal.
Let me tell you what. There's one particular match at the Big Tens I am geared up to watch. I talked to Jesse Delgado yesterday morning, and this young man, right before he went to dance class. And this kid
That's how he's doing it. That's a secret.
This kid is so amped up right now at 125. He thinks he's the man. He thinks he's been living rent-free in McDonough's head. And you know what? I wonder if McDonough is feeling that pressure.
Well, I think so, and I think the other thing that McDonough's facing this year is he's just cutting a lot of weight.
Oh, it's a lot of weight.
A lot of weight.
5'10", I think somebody told us the other day. He's 5 feet 10 inches tall.
I mean, Delgado was the last guy to beat him because before he beat him the last time.
Yeah,
so
42 match. I think it was a 42 match winning streak.
Sometimes you just understand how to wrestle somebody, and I think he's got McDonough figured out, and
clash of styles, and Delgado comes out on top. And then the next weight class of the Big Tens might not be too bad either, 133 pounds. What do you think, huh? Steber and Ramos, that might be a little bit of fun,
could happen again. It
could.
Last year. But it's one of those that you want to see happen because both young men are so firing, they love this sport so much, these two kids. It's evident when we talk to them how much fun they're having with it.
and they want to get out there and perform so badly.
So far, both 1 and 2 undefeated.
Yeah.
Logan's brother, Hunter, by the way, is undefeated as well. And they both had big pins at Penn State, I noticed in the duel the other night. Logan Stieber came out and pinned the Nittany line. Then Hunter said, hey, I can't be showed up by my little brother.
And this is
Comes out,
why
gets a big pin.
This is why I say you cannot count that Penn State will gather all the points needed to repeat. It's not going to be an easy road for anybody. How about that?
They've got a really fine halftime show here with the gymnastics going on.
But yeah,
and I think that's I believe that's Chris Bono's daughter.
Yeah, it is. I see her mom, Nikki,
right?
Nikki over here in the corner, high-fiving her. She.
Oh, I haven't seen Nikki for a while.
Yes. Out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, doing a good job supporting her husband in this program down here that we're up here from Iowa. It's north, so we'll say up here in Brookings, South Dakota.
By the way, the Big Ten supporters sitting to our left on the floor. Those are not just chair mat side seats, but they are armed chairs.
Yeah, armchair seats.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
nice.
Yeah, and they got the leather. They got the leather sofa in the other corner. Jeff Murphy, you've been keeping an eye on that.
Well, you know, I was just thinking, Steve. From time to time, we go to an Iowa State meet since it's a close proximity. Maybe we get a couple of lazy boys on the corner.
That would be nice.
That'd be just fine.
Yeah, hopefully they haven't as long as they haven't trademarked that idea, let's run with it. What do you say?
I think
I want that
plan.
electric recliner now they put in those. You know, you don't have to even pull the arm now. You can push a button and it actually reclines for you. So
well, that's the ultimate of lazy.
Be my luck. I'll be on the sofa in the corner and here comes the heavyweights. Yeah. That's what'll probably happen to me. It'll be Squash Steve on the leather.
So we want you folks to do your best to stay informed on what's going on at the Olympic level. Again, we'll have Jay Robinson on tomorrow morning, along with James Ravenek, the president of USA Wrestling. And we'll see what James' big announcement is tomorrow morning. But it's going to be a big, big show. And, of course, we'll have Justin Sell, the athletic director here at South Dakota.
South Dakota State.
They've done so
he was originally from Northern Iowa, is that right? From Cedar Falls.
Actually, a lot of the staff here has been transferred in, hired by South Dakota. They've done a great job. South Dakota State University has really recognized where their strengths are and what they would like to do to get better. And they brought in Leon. They brought in Justin. They brought in their own staff. Nikki Bono is on the staff of the athletic department now. They are proving out exactly what they need to do, and this is evidenced here tonight by this great crowd at Frost Arena here in Brookings.
We need to get people in those positions at the IOC as well. Like you know what I mean? Some people representation for wrestling like they have here at South Dakota State. And it makes it great for fans like us, and it's great for the sport because the book is here and it's open for look at that. Boy, some good gymnastics here going on here at halftime. So
all right, we're going to see if the blue man here
look at the blue man's going to try to keep up with
do some flips and stuff. Come on, blue man.
With Coach Bono's daughter. She's been doing the cartwheels, and now Mr. Blue's going to try. I think I saw his cousins in Vegas once. Oh, these are cheaps. These are just cheap somersaults. Those weren't cartwheels.
Again, tomorrow morning, Justin Sell, Chris Bono, Jay Robinson, Ty Barkley, James Ravenek, several of the SDSU wrestlers will be joining us. And Jeff Murphy, you'll be along with your Kevin report tomorrow morning.
Absolutely.
It's going to be an interesting week. By the way, congratulations to all of you who have made it to state this week and are wrestling at the state wrestling championships around America, across this great country. This is what you've waited for. This is that weekend, and it all boils down to this for many of you across the country. So congratulations, best of luck, wrestle safely. We'll look forward to seeing your results as they come across the tickers and websites and Twitter feeds from all of you folks from around the country. Good job.
We talked to Brent Mon earlier, and he said the states are going on up in Fargo right now in North Dakota, and they're keeping track of some kids up there that they want to end up on their campus. And I know Wells Fargo Reno back in Iowa is putting out some good wrestling at the high school level, and this is when all the high schools across the United States really pick up and bring it, and a lot of coaches kind of have to do a dual They got to multitask right now. Have you noticed that? They got to keep track of their college teams, and they got to go out there and try to visit these kids. And
then you've got, with the multiple state tournaments going on at multiple times, you got different coaches going different directions, and just a lot of action this time of year.
It's a lot to keep track of, and that's what Roger Kish is doing now for North Dakota State. But
what a job he's done, huh?
Yeah, real fast he has. He stepped onto the forefront, done a real good job.
He obviously was listening when Jay Robinson was talking.
Yeah, evidently. Yep, well, we're just about ready to get back in action here. We got the North Dakota State wrestlers out, but South Dakota State not quite here. We got to get the fight song over, right in the middle of the fight song. So,
yeah, we're going to get into
here we go.
165 pounds for South Dakota State will be Joe Brewster, who had a big win earlier in the season against the number 10 ranked wrestler from Missouri. But I'll tell you what, for North Dakota State, they got a real special 165-pound wrestler here. He comes with a bumper on his headgear. We've seen him in the Midlands, and this is Steve Monk, and he's a pinning machine. He really pins people fast. He's got those cradles that he brings in, and does he win? He wins by forfeit.
Yep.
So
Bona doesn't even send his man out at 165
Monk
pounds.
wins by forfeit, picks up 6 more points, so that gives North Dakota State 18 total now. It was 12-9 at the break. Yep. 6 more for North Dakota State, so we don't get to see the number 5 ranked wrestler.
No, so we'll go on to
we got to see him go out and get his hand up.
We'll go on to 174 pounds. John Nething II. He's a junior. He's got a 7-14 record for South Dakota State. And for North Dakota State, it's Hayden Zilmer. Zilmer, a redshirt freshman with a 10-9 record.
So both these wrestlers just about the same amount of matches here. Nething taller of the two. Or no, pardon me, he's the shorter of the two. It's Zilmer that's relatively tall there for a 174-pounder for North Dakota State Bison, and who now lead because of the forfeit at 165 pounds. 18-9 now is the team score. So the upper weights for South Dakota to try to bring this to a duel where they could possibly win or keep it close. They're going to have to really bring it up here at these upper weights, and Coach Bono talked to us, Jeff Murphy, about that before the duel.
I think we'll have Chris on after the duel as well for a bit of a wrap-up.
Maybe we can find out what happened to Joe Brewster.
Yeah, we'll talk to him about that and see what else he's got to say about this as we wrap up tonight from Brookings. That'll be a little later on.
Both these boys are from the state of Minnesota, so both the Dakota schools pulling a couple of kids out of Minnesota.
I think I read in some of my research this town's about 30 minutes from the Minnesota state line if you go straight east, so made it handy for them. Although Minnesota's long and tall, so I'm not sure where in Minnesota they're from.
I believe the young man from for South Dakota State, I'm trying to look at my notes here, so he is from Paynesville, Minnesota, which I can't tell you exactly where Paynesville is at now.
I know the Twin Cities, and
I can tell you Zilmer.
Got a lot of suburbs.
Zilmer from North Dakota State. He's from Crosby, Minnesota. I've been to Crosby, Minnesota, so I can tell you where that
Kidman's got research going on there?
Oh, yeah. No, but, we had good fishing going on there once upon a time.
Kidman's everywhere. Research, fishing.
That's right.
Going to the tallest building in the world in Dubai.
Right. Just a little bit of everything.
That's a real fun. Nice to hail pick here from North Dakota.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Nice. Can't quite finish it, though.
Zilmer with that heel pick. Nething doing a good job bringing that back to neutral. Really thought Zilmer would turn that into a takedown, but Nething doing a good job. So John Nething from South Dakota. We have Hayden Zilmer for the North Dakota State Bison. Both Minnesota preps wrestling here for their colleges, North and South Dakota.
Long and lanky.
Yeah, they both are, and I think Zilmer's a little bit taller than Nething, but they're both tall kids. Of course, we are at a 174-pound weight class, so expect a little bit of height on these guys.
By the way, Matt McDonough still ranked number 1 in the recent NCAA coaches rankings. Megaludis follows him at 25, then Jesse Delgado, then Waters of Missouri, and Gerard Garnett of Virginia Tech rounds out the top 5.
Garnett looked good. We got to watch him out to the Midlands, and he looked good. He's a good-looking senior there. Coach Kevin Dresser.
All right, off with an escape.
Wrestling for the Hokies was Garnett. Escape. 1 point here for South Dakota State. Up and out. 18, the team score now 18-9, so they've doubled the point scored here for the duel for North Dakota State Bison. 174-pound match because there was a forfeit at 165, so kind of speeds up the duel here a little bit. So we go through these lineups. 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the second period. And we got Zelmer and Nothing.
Yep, not a lot of action here. Just a lot of little half shots
and some hand fighting, collar tie. Nobody really taking a leg shot here. Somebody needs to commit to a leg shot. Southpaw stance kind of by both wrestlers. Collar tie by both wrestlers. Somebody needs to come out of this. And edge of the mat at the end of the period. This is the end of the period coming up here pretty quick. 38 seconds to go in that second period. Nice shot there by Zelmer.
Yeah, but he really didn't commit to it. He shot and
kind of like his ankle pick.
Back out.
Kind of like his ankle pick was the same way. He just kind of, he half-heartedly committed. And you got to commit all the way if you're going to get that takedown.
Oh boy.
Both wrestlers kind of hand fighting, just protecting the head. 10 seconds to go. Somebody needs to shoot now. They're keeping track of time. This is the time you want to score. And no real shots here by either wrestler. So let's see who's going to start the third and final period coming up here. So Nothing will start down. And Zelmer will start on the top. Nice tight waist ride here. Up to his feet there is Nothing. And up to his feet again. Out. He gets the point. And now it's all tied up 1-1. So, and we may have bumped up Joe Brewster to 174, I believe. What's going on? 65. They brought Brewster up to 74 is what happened.
Oh, did they?
They sure did, yep.
No,
so it's Joe Brewster in there. That's why he's looking smaller, because he's usually wrestling 165 for South Dakota State. So Brewster ties it up 1-1 against Hayden Zelmer of North Dakota State. So we're all tied up. Well, that's a gutsy move by the 165-pounder.
But you know what? When your team needs you to step up, you best step up.
Well, they probably felt maybe Nothing's would have been overmatched by Zelmer, so that's a coaching strategy there by Chris Bono and Andrew Sorensen and company to say, hey, you want to go up a weight and maybe help the team. And so far he's kept it tight. It's 1-1. 55 seconds to go in the third and final period. So riding time for once, guys, there's not going to be a riding time point scored here, I don't believe, unless they get the takedown pretty quick. Mathematically, it can't happen with 42 seconds to go. We're all tied up 1-0, so
1-1. Just neither wrestler really willing to commit on those leg shots.
Yeah, and they need to. Yeah, and it seems like Zelmer's been in 3 times now, and he doesn't come out. He doesn't commit to those shots. Nope. He just kind of makes half shots, and then he finds a little resistance and gives up.
And the thing is he was in deep on a couple of them. If he wasn't backing up before he actually hit it, he'd had the takedown.
And now he's in deep, and he's behind the hips of Brewster. Brewster's going to have to try to move off the mat. He gets his hands planted. There's 2 points.
Zelmer gets him right at the end.
Bumping Brewster up to that weight. That strategy they took, it still ended up as a loss. So big win there for Zelmer.
Well, I like
something
Zelmer that Coach Mon said earlier tonight. He wants his wrestlers to go out and he wants them to score early in the match. I want you to score in the first minute. And, that's so true, because hang around, and then 1-1 at the end of the match.
Sometimes you're just leaving it up to fate, and you don't want to do that in this sport.
No, that's not a good thing.
No, you want to step out in the driver's seat. So,
all right, 184 pounds. We got
big,
number
strong
20,
guys.
Max Stoll. He's a senior with a 16-8 record for North Dakota State, and for South Dakota State, Troy. Nope, 84. Shea Nolan. Shea Nolan is a sophomore with a 7-11 record this season.
Just a sophomore. Nice throw-by move there. Real slick move there by Stoll. Gets the takedown. 2 points. 2:40 to go in the first period. Big takedown there for Stoll. So Max Stoll looking really good here for North Dakota State.
I want to say a big thank you to part of our production crew here tonight, a takedown producer, USA Wrestling producer, Chad Kriz on the road this weekend. So special thank you to Chad Kriz. You might know him from BMX days. He's a world-class BMX racer.
Wrestled for Ellsworth College and Grandview Vikings.
You're right, he was a wrestler.
The Mighty
as well.
Vikings.
Yep.
So he didn't get injured on the BMX bike. He might as well go out and wrestle, huh?
Give
him a shot on the mat. So.
He's been healthy since the day he was born.
He's a good driver, too. Kept us out of the ditches today, all the way up here to Brookings, South Dakota.
You guys made him drive?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's the youngster.
Would you both sit in the back seat?
He's the only guy that doesn't have to wear glasses. So
Steve was eating candy cigarettes in the back seat.
We got Scott in the trunk. No, I'm just kidding.
Just laying around. Now,
chilling like a villain.
Good travel day, and of course we look forward to our arrival here at South Dakota State University. Our host today in Brookings, and again tomorrow morning on TakedownRadio.com. It's going to be a big radio program. We've been waiting to talk about it all week, and if you have missed these interviews we've been doing, oh my goodness, go to TakedownRadio.com. You're going to hear Randy Lewis on there. You're going to hear Mike Novogratz from Finland. You know what? Continue on. I'll give you an update on all those that are posted right now.
Two more on a tilt there for Max Stoll, so he picks up 2 more points. It's 4-0. Is that right, Jeff?
That's correct, with a minute left in this period.
Just getting started, first period here. Just about over 50 seconds to go. A lot of riding time there. He's up over 2 minutes about right now. So Stoll's picking up some points. He's up 4-0, and he's got a lot of riding time. 2 minutes and 4 seconds of riding time. 37 seconds to go. We're at 184-pound weight class. The team scored 21 for the North Dakota State Bison and 9 points for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. So
Stoll's got that arm, but he's
having a hard time turning.
He's trying to throw it across the body, and I just don't think that's going to cut it.
Shea Nolan, real strong. He's sophomore, I believe you said Shea is that correct?
Sophomore, that's correct.
Real strong, physically built young man, so he's probably hard to turn. Stoll got him on a tilt, though, that one time. Picked up 2 more points, so.
Iowa State's Boaz Beard with a big major decision over Eric Ford of Michigan State University, now leading 24-6 ISU over Michigan State.
Michigan State can bring the fight. I know they had some controversial situations with the Hawkeyes. They had some extracurricular activity. I don't know if you got to watch some of those matches as they went out of bounds, but the Spartans are tough. They bring it, you know. But Iowa State doing a good job out there. East of Michigan, we're in South Dakota. And with the escape is the young man who leads, Max Stoll. He's up now 5-0. He's a nationally ranked wrestler. He's 16-8. Wrestling for the Bison, and his opponent, Shea Nolan, who's yet to score a point. A lot of riding time here for Stoll, too. 2:33 riding time here for Stoll. Max Stoll.
Bruce Baumgartner, you'll be able to tune in and listen to Bruce Baumgartner. Lee Kemp, Mike Novogratz, Nick Gallo.
Is he Ernest and Julio's?
Randy Lewis goes off the hook. Just incredible. Eric Guerrero, Jay Moore, Rich Bender, of course, Russ Hellickson, Jake Herbert, Kevin Jackson, Randy Couture, Joe Warren. Just some incredible interviews. Tune in and listen if you would like. We'd love to have you. I want to thank our friends at Cradle Gear, helping to make tonight's broadcast possible.
Big throw-by attempt there by Max Stoll, and he takes Nolan down to the mat, picks up 2 more points. Just kind of got Nolan leaning into him, and he did a throw-by. Stoll did there, and ended up with the 2-point takedown, and now leads 7-1 with 39 seconds of riding time. Almost 3 minutes of riding time, 34 seconds to go in the second period, pardon me. But really in the driver's seat here is Max Stoll for the Bison. Tight waist, trying to turn him here, Jeff.
Yep, not quite get it done.
Good job of Shea Nolan just bailing out of that and trying to keep it belly down right now. He doesn't want to give up any more back points.
As you said, Nolan just trying to keep this under a major decision.
Got to wrestle smart. We got a third period. I'm not going to call this second period one over on this match.
Good plan.
We got another period, folks. We're going on to the third period here, third and final period here.
7-1 in favor of
Max Stoll.
Max Stoll.
Shea Nolan's his opponent. They both start in neutral position. You know, he could somewhat neutralize this and maybe not give up some bonus points if Nolan could get a takedown. He does a nice double leg, tries to switch off to single, but with those long legs of Stoll and that sprawl. Yeah. Grabbing the low ankle there is Max Stoll. Shea Nolan needs to belly out, and he did, boy. He just didn't turn it into a scramble situation when he turned into Stoll, and that's what he needed to do there, Nolan. And picking up 2 more is Stoll for North Dakota State Bison. Now with that 2-point takedown, leads 9-1. 3:29 seconds, 3 minutes 29 seconds riding time. 1:16 to go in the third period. He's riding tough on top.
Iowa State's Matt Gibson falls. To Mike McClure, yeah.
By a fall, or he loses?
He loses.
Mike McClure wins, beats Matt Gibson 9-1. Yeah.
There you go. I thought maybe he fell. He's pretty tall.
He's very tall. He's got weak ankles.
6'5". So if he falls, we would hear it from here.
Yeah.
Final match score 30-10, Iowa State over Michigan State.
So 1 minute left in this match. 9-1 lead, Max Stoll from North Dakota State.
He's definitely been in the driver's seat, and he's trying to tilt Nolan now, Shea Nolan. Nolan's just physically strong enough that he's having a hard time, Stoll is, to really pick up a fall necessarily, but he catches him in those tilts. They're cheap tilts because they're earned, but some people call those a cheap tilt. But you're picking up 2 points regardless, so you get enough of those, you're going to end up with a 9-1 lead, and that's exactly what Max Stoll's done here for North Dakota State.
Stoll continues to try to turn him, but I don't think he's going to get it done. He's got the 9-1 lead, so he's going to have the major decision, and 4 minutes and 20 seconds of riding time. So
that's a train load, boxcar load of riding time, 4:27, 8 seconds to go. So North Dakota State's going to pick up another win here. Major decision. Bring them up 4 more points. 25-9 here now for North Dakota State. 2 weights to go, and South Dakota State is mathematically in trouble, gentlemen.
Yeah, I would say they're very much mathematically in trouble.
They're out of it. So,
for the Jackrabbits, a senior from Jackson, Minnesota, Joe Scow.
Joe Scow will be a wrestler for South Dakota State.
Yep.
And Scow.
And Callan Kleinschmidt, a senior from North Dakota State with a 12-12 record.
Callan Kleinschmidt's a senior, yes. Coach talked about him just coming into the program and trying to come into his own here recently. And
absolutely.
Been real happy with his performance, and why not? He just gets a takedown on Scow right away.
Yep, Scow's got that toe. Scow's trying to scoot out, but I don't think he can get out from that position. He's going to have to turn into him, arch his back and turn into him.
Scow, tries to grab a head. He had some head control there. Yeah. That's... If you can do that in a setting position, you can actually pin from the defensive position, but that's Kleinschmidt said that's not going to happen, so got a Kleinschmidt for North Dakota State. They had a clean Scheim for South Dakota State. I'm not sure his position right now, but he was a Big 12 champ. He was here on campus for a while. We'll talk to Chris Bono about clean Scheim, but this is Kleinschmidt for North Dakota, and he's in the driver's seat right now. 1:58 to go in this first period. 2-0's the score. Got the riding time as of right now. 1 minute of riding time.
That wrist locked
Kleinschmidt. Yeah, he's riding those arms real tough. They're a Scow. Yep. Scow having a hard time just coming up to his base. Kind of wrestling bellied out. You got to get up to your base, up to your knees or your arms, or You're not going to be able to come out from that bottom position. Two big, strong guys for both North Dakota and South Dakota. 1:26 to go in the first period. Minute 30 seconds of riding time. North Dakota State's really been getting a lot of riding time tonight in this duel. Scow coming back to the middle. It's going to start in the down position. Kleinschmidt will start on top. Both these guys, I bet their bench press isn't bad.
Oh,
what do you think, Jeff Murphy?
Absolutely.
That Scow, I bet he's got a nice bench press.
I'm telling you what, he's a stocky young man.
He's very strong and powerful looking, so he might be a dual athlete guy. I could see him giving him the football and just hand him the football and get ready to cheer, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to have him as my fullback. Yep. In on the leg, there's Kleinschmidt. Scout trying to fight it off here. He's got his hands planted, though. If he go into a Granby roll here, but nope. 2-point takedown now for Kleinschmidt, up 4-1. 46 seconds to go in the first period. A lot of riding time once again here for the Bison. 1 minute, 50 seconds of riding time. We're at 197 pounds here at Brookings, South Dakota. Team score 25-9. We got an escape. Is that right, Jeff?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kleinschmidt trying to throw the Turk in and get back points, but Scow rolls him through and comes out on his feet. Kleinschmidt with a quick takedown.
He's kind of out-techniquing him. I don't think he's going to out-power Scow in a power struggle, but he's kind of got him on the technique. Nice little go-behind takedown there for Kleinschmidt. Now leads 6-2, 4-point lead. 9 seconds go in the first period.
Trying to run that.
Oh, now he's got Scow in trouble. He did. He got that chicken wing in there tight.
Absolutely. Oh, but the period's over.
Kind of saved by the bell there is Scow. So picking up, did he get 2 or 3? I believe he got 3-point near fall.
Yep. So with a score 9-2 at the end of the first period, ready to start second period. 2 minutes and 22 seconds of riding time.
2-2-2, and no, not a choo-choo train.
Lots of twos. And 2 more.
2 more for Mr. Kleinschmidt.
Yep, 11-2 lead now.
Kellen Kleinschmidt looking real good here for North Dakota State Bison tonight. 11-2. A lot of riding time. Scow, he's in one of those positions where if he could just get off a couple offensive moves and get some offensive points of his own, he could not allow giving up bonus points, I'm sure. He's got the power. It looks like if he could catch somebody, he could throw him on the back and possibly pick up a pin or fall, but he's giving up some tilts. There's the ref. Nope, ref didn't call it. So
nope.
Got to get it past that 45, and it wasn't quite there for Kleinschmidt of North Dakota State University. So
almost every one of these North Dakota State wrestlers have ridden the legs really, really well.
Yeah, they do, and they get those tilts off of those leg rides, Jeff. Really good 3/4 Nelson power move here. He's got the 3/4 in here. Kleinschmidt does.
Yeah, but I
kind of a cross body ride. Is he getting too high?
Scow's a pretty big, tough guy. He's very, very high, but
kind of high. Scow needs to get up and out.
Scow's in a little bit of trouble in the position he's in, and he's got that big half in there.
He's got that Jake Varner half in.
He's going to try to turn him. We'll see if Scow can spin out of it. And
we used to refer to that as the Jake Varner crowbar.
Absolutely.
I think we called it the crowbar back in the day. It's the equivalent. You give in or you get injured. I'll let you decide.
Yeah.
So 14-2 now.
Going to roll him over one more time. And he's got the 3. I think he's got the 3 and going for the fall right now.
Nice, big.
Yep.
Wow, that's just a lot of power up
18-2. Tech fall.
Tech falled him. So some more points there for it's going to be 30-9 if my math is correct there.
Yep, 30-9.
5 more for the Bison. They're in the driver's seat. Now we come down to the big guys.
Yep. So from North Dakota State, it's going to be ranked number 31 in the country, Evan Knutson. He's got a 14-13 record. He's a sophomore. For South Dakota State, J.J. Everard. He's a freshman with a 5-16 record.
Everard in on a shot there right away, but Knutson doing a good job there, bringing it back up. Everard in on another shot, so J.J. Everard's taking both shots here so far, but between the two heavyweights, the big guy's trying to lock it up. I'm sure South Dakota State like to get in double digits here as far as the team points go. Just shy of it now with 9. So a lot of advice coming from the stands. I think the fans like the heavyweights. What do you think, Jeff?
I think the fans do.
They like it when the big guys come out. Because the intensity level advice really comes out of the stands. 2:15 to go in the first period. We're still scoreless here between Knutson and Everard. Everard in on another shot. So it's been 3 shots to 0 in favor of the Jackrabbits. So now would be a good time there for that throw by, I think, for Knutson.
Absolutely. He looks like he's trying to peel back and grab that ankle.
Good head control. Right there you go. You got it, Scott. But look at Everard. He has Knutson in trouble. Man. They both went on. Each wrestler had each other on their back at one particular time. But guess who came out on top?
Absolutely.
Knutson's out on top, and he gets the fall. Wow.
Wow, so big finish. Big finish for the Bison of North Dakota State University.
Everard had Knutson on his back, but Knutson came out on top. It was that re-roll, kind of the roll through there, really.
Absolutely.
Everard, if he could have stopped some of that momentum, which isn't easy to do with the big guys, then we could have had another fall. Maybe here some more points for South Dakota State, but that wasn't the case. The higher-ranked wrestler came out on top here.
Yeah, so the final score here tonight, 36-9 in favor of North Dakota State. You know, we talked at the beginning of this program about how both these young programs only in Division I for a while, and you can just see the North Dakota State Bison are just a step or two ahead of it. Well, we've got head coach Chris Bono join us here for a quick post-meet interview.
Got his mic up, and Coach, your heavyweight came out, was really throwing kind of the haymakers there, but kind of got caught on his back himself, but put out a big effort. What do you say about the duel, Coach?
It's we lost. It's disappointing. We're competitors. We want to win, but I also know where we are within this program, and I know what's realistic and what's not. So we're going to keep fighting, and we'll be back on Sunday. Trying to get these guys rallied up. I'm proud of their effort and their attitude. So we've come a long way, and we're going to keep fighting.
Seems like the kids are really fighting today, and they didn't give up. They really came out and they wrestled from start to finish. And you had some big wins there. A tech fall at 157 pounds. Then your kind of different strategy there, I believe. You brought Brewster up to 174. Is that right?
Well, yeah, we tried to get another win in there. We felt that was what was best for to try to get another win, and it backfired. But that's what you get when you stand around. I mean, Joe stood around for 7 minutes, and you're going to get beat if you stand around. So that's he should have won the match or could have won the match, but when you stand around, you're not going to win.
3-1, I believe, was that score. So it was just that close, and it could have happened for the Jackrabbits. But I'll tell you what, we had a blast here tonight, Coach.
Well,
this is fun. We have a lot of fun. I know the best is yet to come for South Dakota State University. You're building that foundation, and you're going to springboard right into the future.
Yeah, we will. We're excited about what we've got going here, and we just got to keep getting better every day.
Great crowd.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, they come out, they'll support us. So we're really thankful for that. But we got to put a good product on the mat to keep them coming back.
Well, I know this much. Your daughter got a 10 tonight. We gave her 10 as she was doing those tumbles.
Oh, I didn't see what she was doing.
That was great.
She was a halftime
entertainment. Yeah, she was doing those tumbles. And Mr. Blue Crew, I don't know his official name, the mascot, but he went out there and thought he was going to keep up with her, but he did a somersault. So it wasn't
that doesn't surprise me too much, I guess.
But back to the drawing board for you. You got Northwestern coming in, the Big Ten.
Yep.
Big Ten. Have you had another Big Ten opponent yet this year?
We did. We wrestled Nebraska. We've wrestled Indiana. So we
had the Hoosiers and the Cornhuskers.
Yep.
So, but they got to come into your house. That's coming here, correct?
Right,
at Brookings, South Dakota.
Correct.
So the Wildcats will be here, and Drew Periano And we got to watch them at the Midlands.
Yep.
I remember watching you wrestle at the Midlands.
Long time ago.
You did, man. And by the way, Terrapelli was stalling, by the way. You remember the match?
I remember real well.
He was stalling, brother.
I remember it real well.
He was stalling.
All right. So let's let our coach get back into the locker room. Chris, any final words for the folks?
No, just thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it. And, we're tomorrow you guys are sticking around doing the radio show. Please tune in. We've got our AD on there, and just to show you a little bit of the support we have here. So tune in.
Great job. We'll be going to Cubbies here before long. We're going to have a little fun over there. We'll talk about some old times, some now times, and some future times that are coming for us.
Sounds good.
Okay, right. Chris Bono.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up from here in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Really nice match between the Jackrabbits and the Bison. And as I started to say before Coach Bono walked up, you can see in both these young programs, the Bison are just a year or two ahead, but the Jackrabbits are coming.
They're coming up. And by the way, tomorrow morning, Takedown Radio, 9 o'clock Central. Jeff Murphy and the Kemen Report, of course. You want to tune in for that. Steve Foster along the way as well. It's going to be a big morning as Jay Robinson makes his return after almost losing his life.
Man,
spent a lot of time in the hospital. We'll talk a little bit about that, but more than anything, what you can do to join in the fight for wrestling. God bless each and every one of you. Live from Brookings, South Dakota. It's been North Dakota at South Dakota. The final score before we go?
36-9 in favor of the Bison over the Jackrabbits.
The Bison. We'll be back on air tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. We'll look forward to talking to you, each and every one of you, on Takedown Wrestling. For Jeff Murphy, Steve Foster, and Chad Kriz, I'm Scott Casper. Thanks to all of you at themat.com. Thanks to Gary Abbott and, of course, Rich Bender. Have a good night from South Dakota. Thanks for listening and for watching.